What is going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Xbox Ultimate Podcast number 96. Yeah, you see only 3 of us here right now. Pong's on his way. He's going to be a little late today, like usual on Fridays. But yeah, we're a little short-handed. Psycho's sick again as well. So shout out to Psycho. Hope you start feeling better. 3-Bit's doing his 3-Bit thing, you know, just always out there being the busy little 3-Bit that he is, right? Kate's sunburned to hell right now, and so she's in bed trying to feel better. So yeah, and shout out to we also got to say hello to Lupa. That is, you know, she had a very serious surgery the other day, and our news was that the surgery was successful as of now, like, and we're in this waiting period. So she last I heard a couple days ago, she was in intensive care, and that these next couple days were super important. So everybody, the positive vibes and hopes and wishes and prayers, or whatever you believe and whatever you want to send, I believe has been working. They have also told us that they're extremely thankful, or her husband John has told us that they're extremely thankful and humbled by that. So it means a lot, and we hope to see her back, you know, and we'll see how that goes. But Lupa, like, we just hope that you're doing okay, and everybody's been thinking about you. But I also want to say hello to the chat, guys. You guys freaking rock. I see 18 people here already, and we just hit the start button. So appreciate you guys. Alvin, what's up? Talos Ray, Jesse B. There's my lovely wife Caitlin, hanging out, burnt as hell in bed. Vic the Click, Ghost Fixer. How's it going, everybody? There's Trinity. What's up, Trinity? So yeah, we're gonna have a fun show today. We got lots of random stuff to talk about. I mean, because Xbox has no games, there's no like Xbox games to talk about coming up anytime soon. That's been a thing, I guess, according to some. However, there are lots of games to talk about, right? And we're gonna talk about some games here, and we'll talk about some other stuff too. But joining me now, as always, are 2 amazing people that are here, a part of the Fun Spec family. Fuzzy Belvedere, the always fuzzy one. What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be here with you guys, and just a lot of gaming stuff coming up, and a whole bunch of stuff to look forward to later this year. So, man,
lots of stuff.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, I heard you. You were fanboying a lot last night. You know,
Yeah,
it was good to hear that.
You know, for a lot of the PlayStation fan base that, you know, pick at Xbox, there's always clap back, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, absolutely. And there's also here is the realist one himself, lore master Jasper. What's up, Jasper? How's it going, dude?
Yo, it's going pretty good. Is this the smallest panel you've had since like you started it, like doing it by yourself and with Caitlin?
I think so. To start a show, for sure, I think so for sure. The first show I had was just me and her, right? That was a live show. Before that, it was just me. And then, so that was 15, 16 episodes in. Then we had one that was just me and her. I wanted to test the live thing. I was too nervous to ask anybody. And then I think the next week, like 3-Bit and Lupa were on as like guest. I think right. I think that's right. I have to go back and look, right? But yeah, man, this is.
You think after 96 episodes, people would show up? But
hey, it is what it is. I mean, people got real lives, right? I mean, people are sick. People are doing things. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be amazing to have like a full like 7, 8 people every show. But like, it is what it is. I didn't send any signals out there for guests or anything either, so that's on me. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll give them shit. Like, I like to give 3-Bit shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's probably playing the quarry with his girlfriend again tonight.
Because we know when 3-Bit's not here, it's because he's out having a good time doing something, right? Other than being here, he's like actually probably out living like an awesome life, and we're here sitting here talking games on a podcast, you know? So we like to give 3-Bit shit a little bit. But yeah, guys, I did want to start with this Skull and
Pig coming to Game Pass.
Well, we could talk about that. You know what, Jasper? We'll talk about Peppa Pig.
Sweet.
Yeah. Now, my daughter used to love Peppa Pig. What about your kids?
I don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
Mine are a
Yeah.
bit old for Peppa
Yeah.
Pig. They're 16, so
You're
they're
never too
worried
old
about
for
their
Peppa
driver's
Pig.
license and
Yeah.
stuff now.
Peppa.
You got Peppa Pig comes out on like the 14th or something, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna play it because it's a 2-hour completion for achievements. So I'll be
Is
playing
it?
Peppa Pig.
That may be the first cartoon that my daughter was really like interested in. Peppa. It's not a bad cartoon, I have to say. I've watched many episodes of Peppa the Pig, and I've heard good things about this game. Now, I will say that also it's good to see like Xbox getting more family stuff in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got random stuff like Peppa the Pig. You got so you had
Power
Lawnmower Simulator. Now
washer.
we got Power Wash Simulator and stuff in there too. You know, so you get something for the dad, something for the daughter. You know what I mean? You also got the Chef Life game.
That's
So I'm gonna
not
be.
Game Pass. That's just coming out, I think.
Oh, it's not coming to Game Pass.
That was just the Nikon.
Oh, that was at the Nikon
Yeah.
thing. That's right. I got it mixed up with the Game Pass announcements. Damn. Sorry, nothing for you, babe. That's just you're gonna have to buy that one. Yeah, Kate likes the cooking simulators.
Nice.
Yeah, she tried. It's actually a game called Cooking Simulator. I don't recommend it.
That's the bad one.
Yeah, that is the bad one. I agree 100%. That one is not very good. Like, I was describing this to somebody, and I don't remember who, but in Flight Sim, the controls you have to go through the menus with the stick, like a little bubble you move around the screen and stuff.
Yeah.
And how crappy and unresponsive that is, it doesn't feel good to control. Well, that's how you play the entire game on Cooking Simulator.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's not good.
A lot of those simulator games, they just they saw the simulator took off as like
Yeah.
a market term for games, so they just started like printing games like that.
Yeah, if you
So
search,
a lot of them are bad.
If you search simulator in the storefront, there's a crap ton of stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm actually surprised how much like shovelware there is in the storefronts. Like, there's just so much stuff that you just like don't even
It used
know.
to be Xbox Arcade, now it's just on the store.
It's like it's like there's no policing what goes in there now. It seems like. I mean, there's just little stuff that like looks like somebody's trying to scam you if you click on it and install it. Like it's almost like a mobile app store.
Yeah. They also have that separate store where it's like you can just put stuff up. So there's like a bunch of knockoff Spider-Man scam games on the Xbox store. They're like $2.
Yeah. Oh, there's Psychonauts. How you feeling, Psycho?
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Psycho.
Fantastic.
Wow.
How enthusiastic,
No.
man.
Yeah, let's do this. Woo.
Hey, he's sick again. You can't. You've been sick for like 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks straight, dude.
Dude, I don't get it. I don't understand why I'm getting sick all the freaking time. It just felt like I haven't stopped being sick since I got the first time around when I got COVID. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever didn't have COVID now. Like it seems like it just kind of lingered and you just like came back on. You know what I mean?
Like whatever I touch, I just never I forgot to clean something. And I'm like, ooh, look at this doorknob.
I can see that with you, Psycho.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, but no, I'm glad to be here. I don't know how long I can stay because the last time I had COVID, I was getting lightheaded, and I was like, "Fuck, can't do this."
Yeah.
I don't have that nice big comfy chair like Jasper. I got a stool. So.
Yeah, that Jasper's chair is pretty damn big, dude. How wide is that thing?
It's not wide enough. I feel like I got to do this sometimes.
Really? Like,
Yeah.
because the shoulders on it seem so damn huge.
I think it's just because they're pointed a little inwards. Like it's like a racing chair.
Oh, is it like this? Is like hugging
Yeah.
you?
It's like a cockpit. He's in the cockpit chair.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. That's why I haven't gotten one of those gaming chairs. Instead, I have this like dad chair,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I had. I had that when I lived in Ohio. I had a chair just like that. What you had, Mev? And
Yeah, this one's Lazy Boy brand.
yeah,
had
I
it
don't
for
know
years.
what I had, but it was leather. All I knew, but it was nice.
Yeah,
It was comfy.
yeah. Anytime I like sit in a gaming chair, I'm like, this is hard as a freaking rock. and I feel like I'm gonna break it if I move.
A pillow. So
Gotta sit on a pillow. See, like this has got a pillow built in. It's called a cushion. That's something that gaming chairs, like they say, it's good for your posture. But what about my ass? I want something that's good for my ass too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
This
it has cushion, but it's like, just like it needs a little more.
Yeah.
Just put a pillow.
Yeah.
Just put a pillow.
Well, that's what he says he does. You don't sleep on that pillow though, do you?
No.
He farts in it all the time, and he's like, "Mom, I got pink eye again. I don't know."
Well, let me move my pillow to my bed. Oh God.
This pillow smells funny, Ma.
Fuzzy, are you on a gaming chair, or you have a?
I have a gaming chair. I have one of those new like mesh back ones from IKEA. Yeah. But the main chair I'm sitting in is like my IKEA lounge chair right now. I got my coffee table with my laptop and my microphone. So I'm relaxing with I guess they call it the Pong chair or whatever. It's the one that has the footrest but without the footrest right now.
Right. See, I've seen those too, and I feel like I'm going to break them.
I feel like we need to get just like a barber chair and just like sit in
yes. Yeah.
A barber chair would be comfortable. Yeah.
If I could have somebody that just to go up behind me and like crank it and stuff and move me around like as I need to speak, that would be great too. Oh, could you please face me this? Anyway.
You see somebody pumping the pedal. Like, hold on. There we go. We're at the good height now.
Yeah.
So what are we?
What are we talking about? I don't know.
We were talking about
Peppa
Pig when you joined.
We were talking about Peppa Pig. Yeah, that's what Jasper chose that topic. I don't know.
Peppa Pig and fucking Paws coming to Game
Paw Patrol.
Pass,
yeah,
that is like big things for like little kids right now.
It is.
I'm not even. Hey, us adults had so much. It's time that the little ones had something. So they
achievement hunters too. Don't forget them. They're important.
Yeah, I mean that's Peppa Pig. I heard is an easy 1,000.
Yeah,
and I don't know about Paw Patrol. I heard that.
I think
was
Paw Patrol is like 6 to 8 hours. It's not too much.
Yeah, it's a little difficult for some people. So
one person, I bet Randolph Thor has beaten both of those games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're fine. They're fine. It's just there is they put Yakuza back from Kwame from 0 to Kwame and Kwame 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good that they have the entire series back in the Game Pass because it did take it away. So if you haven't played them yet, like I haven't finished 0, so it's perfect. So now I can go and finish those games up that I couldn't prior because I procrastinated and was like, he'll be in here for a while. So.
Those are good games too. You can just you play from the cloud too. You know what I mean? It's not like you're gonna lose a lot of graphical fidelity if you don't install them.
Just
play from the cloud, and it's what it is. You can get your achievements quick. I see Jesse saying he uses Paw Patrol for his quick daily achievements if he needs one, right?
Helps with the Microsoft reward points and things.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that with Microsoft rewards. I'll hunt for a game I think is gonna be easy to get one for. When they have it in the list, choose one of these 10 games for 500 points. Which one of these is gonna be the easiest and quickest? And then sometimes you get frustrated because you picked the wrong damn game. When am I gonna get that damn achievement?
You could just ask me.
Do you know this stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll ask you next time.
AchievementHunter.com.
Yeah. You end up stuck in some puzzle game for an hour. I've done that too many times.
Yeah, hit start. You start getting achievements. You need to find that game. You hit start achievement. Yes.
Yeah, I only care about achievements when it comes to Microsoft rewards and trying to get those weekly or monthly things done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't ever even pay attention to it. The Game Pass quests too, they do add up if you pay attention to them, right? And you actually do them.
And if you forget 12 of them, you're like, oh shit, I got 12 that I got to turn in real quick. And then you're get an easy couple hundred points. You're like, oh yeah.
I don't think I've had a month since the Xbox One, since this Microsoft rewards existed, that I haven't gotten at least $20 worth of rewards.
I don't do a lot of those because either I've finished the games that they have out there in that list, or like a lot of the games that they have out there, it's like you can get a quick achievement, but that completion time on that game is like 80 hours, and I'm like, I don't want to play an 80-hour game just for one achievement and like 50 cents. It like ruins your like completion percentage. Like I've slowly been trying to get my completion percentage up in games over the years. So
Oh,
like,
really? That's a stat.
yeah.
Like, can you actually see that with like?
Not on Xbox, but on another website. Like right now, I've got
Oh, okay.
57% of like total achievements that I could like earn out of all my games.
Yeah, my completion percentage would be complete ass, dude. Like, I don't even want to know what that is because I don't finish very many games.
Me too. Pong too. Holy crap!
Yeah,
your guys is probably like in 20s.
Mine's probably
Yes.
low 20s or less.
Yeah.
If it's not Forza, if it's not a Ubisoft game, I probably haven't completed it. I mean, there's a handful of them I completed, but
what's that website?
I usually don't. Yeah.
True achievements.
Is it True Achievements?
True.
Where do you see like the completion percentage?
You gotta put in your.
You just go to your profile, and then it's should say. I think you might
Sign
be on.
in.
Let's see.
I'm on True Achievements. I'm gonna look it up and
then-
see how bad it is right now.
Yeah, sign
You're
in.
22% completion percentage for achievements.
Oh, that's not bad.
How bad is
Well, I
mine?
mean, like it's not as bad as I thought it would be. You know. I mean, but that's for achievements, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means I have unlocked 22% of the achievements of the games I've played.
Yeah. So like you've played so many games, so you probably had like the potential to earn like 20,000 achievements. So you would have earned like however many, 4,000, whatever.
Right. So basically, if I had 1,000, if my gamer score is like 100K, right?
Yeah.
Then if I would have done 5 times the amount of achievements I've done now, then I would have potential for 500K.
23.6% Psycho.
Woo-hoo.
Damn it, Psycho's better than me. What is Fuzzy's? What's yours, Fuzzy?
What's Fuzzy's? Yours gamer tag just Fuzzy Belvedere?
Fuzzy Belvedere, space in between.
It's D's fuzzy nuts.
What's y'all's completion percentage, chat?
I don't see Fuzzy's name on here. He may have not signed up for this website.
Yeah,
I
True
don't think
Achievements.
I have yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Then.
Yeah, we can't gatekeep you, Fuzzy.
It takes once you sign up, it takes like it can take between like 10 minutes to like a couple hours for it to like fully scan your profile. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
depending on how much you've earned over the years.
right on.
Yeah, didn't they have the
0.
20th? Was this the one that had the 20th anniversary stats for?
Yeah, they
Xbox?
do that every like year. They'll be like, here's your year
Mhm.
stats, and here's like every couple years they'll be like, here's the decade stats or whatever.
See, I'm missing like 4 years of stats though, because like the original Xbox and I don't remember when I kept my gamer tag for the first time. I don't know what year. I guess I could look back and see what year it was, but I've been Xbox Live since day one. But I had like 6 gamer tags before this one. So
Yeah, I'm missing like 2 years of my 360 stuff. Just because of that. Yeah.
That sucks. It sucks because I want to see like, you know, what I know what my most I played games was back then. It was Halo 2, right? But like if you look at my stats now, it does not actually look like that at all. You know, it isn't. I don't even know if it shows how I played Halo 2 that much on there.
Pong
Pong
was
was
20.9%.
20.9. So I've got a higher achievement percentage completion percentage than Pong.
You can go into more details like on the page.
Right.
Like Pong's won 7,839 achievements out of a possible 37,422.
Okay.
So there's like more stats on this page, but like that's just like the quick.
What's your completion percentage, Jasper?
Let's see, exact is 57.1%.
Holy shit!
Wow.
So you actually like if you start a game, you want to get the achievements.
I try to finish it. Yeah, that's why I'm like kind of mad that I started in Naraka because I don't really care for that game too much. But
but now you feel like because you started it, you got to get the achievements in it.
Yeah.
Wow. Like I never really like cared too much about achievements. I like when they pop. You know what I mean? But there's only been like a few games that I've actually went and looked at them and tried to finish them all. And that was only because I've completed so many that I was close to 1,000ing them anyway. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I've, you know, having fun with this game. I'm playing it a lot. I've run out of things to do. And
that's
what
why I
is
was
there to
playing
do
Call
left,
of Duty Vanguard
you know?
like a couple weekends ago or whatever when we were in the party. I was like, It's double XP. I can earn these achievements pretty quick.
Wow. Yeah, you were like, I'm not playing
Yeah.
anything else tonight. I'm playing Vanguard. I gotta get these achievements.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when I was playing games and some of the achievements were like really like, I'm like, I am not gonna freaking dig for this achievement. I'm like, you know, it's like I like to play the game.
Yeah, Pong's played 937 games. He was asking.
937.
So it depends.
Yeah,
it depends on the game, you know. So
I'm at 23.49%.
23.49.
Woo! I still. So Jasper's in first place. I'm right behind him.
Right behind him by 30% gap.
Yeah,
What you call that? Right behind him. You're,
right behind him.
You would be next, you know. And then Fuzzy, and then me, and then Pong. Pong's last. I like that.
Yeah. Well, he's a grazer. I mean,
he's probably played the most games out of everyone. On
You think so? How many have I played?
Let's see.
Jasper.
So I gotta pull up like 7 tabs for all our profiles right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of
get those tabs open, Jasper. You're so fast at looking at this stuff.
He played 801.
I played 801
games. Yeah. I played 659. So.
Right.
Speaking of games, are you psyched for that hypercharged unboxed game there, man?
Dude, the game looks cool, man. I just gotta say, like, it looks cool. I'm just like, I don't want to say what I want to say.
I know. The guy goes a little hard on Twitter.
That's cool. You know,
he's pimping himself.
Promote the shit out of it, guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's awesome.
Yeah. He's slinging. He's hustling.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
I'm just sick of seeing it.
I know.
That's always there. Anytime I open Twitter, it's nothing against it. It looks awesome. I'm just like, every time I open my page, it's just freaking there. It's almost like a bad advertisement for like some like.
That's also on me. I'm always retweeting that too. So I just retweeted. Like, hey, let's put it out there.
And there's two things I see: is Hypercharged, the game, and I see Wagoneer ads from like Jeep. Like.
I
don't know why.
The Wagoneer, that's Caitlin. That's Caitlin.
Oh yeah, I mean, we looked it up probably once, you know, because we used to have a Grand Cherokee, and I we knew that the Wagoneer was coming. We're like, oh, that's really good night. So those damn things are expensive, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I was checking it out once, but now every time I open Twitter, it's a damn Wagoneer ad there, and it's that and Hypercharged. That's it. That's all I see on Twitter.
Well, it's better than some of the things that we see on Twitter.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. That's for absolutely. I mute a lot of things on Twitter nowadays. You know,
a lot of catfishing going on.
Yeah, a lot of a lot of catfishing. Yeah, we eat lots of catfish here in Texas because we got lots of yeah, we eat a lot of catfish here. We got lots of little ponds and stuff and farms and stuff with catfish.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I would not have thought that, but okay.
No, catfish is a huge deal. We have like restaurants like Catfish King and all this stuff. You know, like lots of catfish places.
I thought that was kind of more like up here around me parts because we got all those like fucking rivers and shit.
I think it's just a southern. We got lots of farmland with ponds, and they have like catfish in them. You know.
Yeah.
Deep fried catfish whiskers.
Well, I don't eat catfish whiskers, and I also I can't believe the amount of people that actually get caught by catfish on Twitter lately.
Yeah, they're coming out in the droves.
Yeah, it's been a thing. We've all seen it. We've in our DMs are like, oh, how are people falling for these people? There's other ones in the community that have not been called out yet. That we all we know who they are. A lot of us know who they are. But we don't have proof, and I'm not going to go try and hunting for proof because guess what? I have better things to do with my life than to spend trying to ruin a catfisher's day. You know what I mean? And like save my friends on Twitter who like are falling for this shit. But
I'm with you, Pong.
It's like, bro, don't follow it. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
But we've all seen people fall for some of the catfishers out there, and there's there's plenty more, guys. There's plenty more, and if you haven't seen it, I don't know.
There's always more fish out there.
There's always more fish in the sea, in the pond. Always more fish in the pond.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a game. Assassin's Creed, not Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I'm sorry, Skull and Bones.
Which is Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
We recently just got a big gameplay showcase, breakdown, reveal type thing. And, you know, for a long time, a lot of us didn't know what this game was going to be because it was announced 20 years ago. And it's been like reworked 3 times potentially. And who knows what it was going to be. And it was supposed to be this kind of game. Then it was like supposed to be a free to play game. It's supposed to be something else. And then nobody knew what it was going to be until recently when we finally got some information. And they had this video, and game looks pretty cool. It looks like what we all expected it would have been if they just released it like 6 years ago or whatever, whenever they announced it. After Black Flag, when everybody was asking for a Assassin's Creed pirate game, right?
Yeah.
Spin-off. This looks like what a lot of people had envisioned at the time. Maybe not quite, but you know, pretty close to that. And I'm wondering, like, where all the time go with all the revisions, what took so long, but also like why the hell did they end up landing on the $70 model like after everything that they've been through,
their money back
trying to get this game out.
They've redone it so many times, they wasted so much money, they got to make their money back.
Yeah, that's like almost like a cash grab trying to make up at this point. It's what it feels like to me, honestly. Like I don't know, like this is Ubisoft's first big $70 game, and it seems like the one that would be the least likely.
If anything, it almost seems like it should be closer to free to play with all the monetization they're going to have on the customization.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't get it. I like they should have either went free to play model or $60, $70 for this game, and it's like a mixture of what we wanted and what they wanted to give us in the originally. So it was like the happy middle, I guess. You know, it's just like it sucks that we can't board ships. It's all, I guess it's like anime cutscene.
Yeah, it's like you choose to do it or whatever, and then there's like a cutscene, right?
Yeah, which sucks. Black Flag and Odyssey, and I believe even Origins, you can, when you dock and attack the other boat, you can hop on and actually fight the other characters. There's not many, but you can still board that ship and attack, and you know, and you can loot the chests on there. So I don't get how they could do it with Assassin's Creed, but they can't do it with this. So I mean, I don't know what is holding them back, unless it's because you can't get off your ship. Like how Assassin's Creed, you can like hop off the boat and swim and go wherever. So I don't think it's open world like that once you're on the boat.
Can you walk around the island at all or anything?
I think
you can, but it's kind of like that. Like if you're either on the boat or off on land, and that's it. So you're like cutscene then to going onto land, and then that opens up. So it's like 2 different worlds almost.
So they just didn't figure out a mechanic to make you crawl up a ladder and like in Sea of Thieves, or like go up a bridge or whatever.
Like Assassin's Creed.
I don't know. Like
no swimming.
Like Assassin's Creed. Like Assassin's Creed, you could do it all. I don't get it.
It's like they transitioned to 2 different experiences, and they're just trying to keep that as 2 separate things, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have much issue with that in itself, because for me, I'm going to judge the game for what it is and how it plays and like everything like that. But like, it seems that it just doesn't seem like that pricing model is right for this. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't see a lot of backlash on Twitter. Maybe because a lot of people don't know.
Because they didn't really say anything. Like, the only way I knew that it cost money is because, like, I saw an ad after their show where it said pre-order now.
Right.
And I was like, oh, if it's pre-order, then it's obviously got to.
So I saw that too.
I just didn't care enough to look it up.
It could have been $40, $50, $60. Like, I was expecting somewhere in that range, like Rainbow Six Extraction or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, And then when I hit the pre-order thing to check and actually see, when I went and hit the like digital Xbox or whatever, which is not last gen, it's only current gen, right? And I saw $70. I was like, $70 for Skull and Bones, but then so I was like, okay, wow, are they charging that on PC as well? So I went and clicked on that, and then I was even more surprised. And this is what actually kind of pissed me off a little bit, right? No, it's 60 on PC.
Is this their first next gen only game?
Yes,
that might be why.
it is why because they're using that as an excuse for the $70 thing, right? And on PC they're saying 60. Now I don't get that. You know, nobody can ever explain to me. Like,
EA did that with Madden. They charged you $70 on console for Madden and then 60 on PC. But with that, they also took out game modes on PC that you can only get on console.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe they're going to cut content on PC.
I mean, I don't like it with Madden. I don't like it with 2K. I don't like it with Sony's games. I don't like it with any of the games really. But like this one seems like maybe one of the worst out of the bunch for me, just because it doesn't make sense. Like it's not a necessity. I think it's bad for the game. I think it's going to do a detriment to the game. I don't think it's going to actually be anywhere near as successful as it could have been otherwise. I don't think it's going to sell anywhere near as many copies as it could have otherwise. And I think they're going to monetize the crap out of this thing still. And we're having to pay $70 to get in the gate. I think it's going to potentially meet the same fate as Battlefield 2042.
Also, its release window is real tight next to some other
right
big
next
games.
to some other big ass games.
Well, and the crazy thing is that we have an idea that we're probably going to get like monetization for crew members. So if you want a certain crew members, like a skeleton crew, it's probably going to be X amount of dollars. You want a pirate flag sales or a pirate flag, or you want a Grim Reaper on not the mast of the boat, but on the front of the boat, on the bow. I think it's the bow. On the front of the boat, where they have like the little statue type thing they have on, like they had on Odyssey.
Yeah.
So there's so much, like you can see, if you look at Odyssey, you can kind of see what they can charge you in per se with that. And if you want the color, what kind of cannons you want, there's so much. They're probably going to sell you boats. So the monetization is just
I think they're just going to mostly be that stupid like pirate costume stuff they showed, like that kind of stuff.
Weapon skins, boats would actually probably be like sales.
Yeah,
it would be like
you can do like kind of like what the way Valhalla was, or even how Odyssey was with the sales and things. I think they'll monetize that. Now the armament and stuff, that probably won't be part of it. But as far as the cosmetic of the ship, they're going to find a way to get a couple of bucks out of you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the cosmetic of the boat, so they could do like a, like Pirates of the Caribbean, like what is it, the Flying Dutchman? It was all ratty. It looks like it had had holes in it, things like that. So they can do the cosmetic of a boat. So whatever size. If you got a huge armada. If you have
and we get like a Tom Clancy's Red October crossover event, and just on
a
submarine.
Submarine, that's pirates. The new 21st century
water.
A new IP too, like with this is going to be even harder than something like Battlefield didn't do well with it, right? Now Battlefield had a lot of other issues too, right? At launch that kind of
Battlefield doesn't have or it might have it now, but at launch it didn't have microtransactions.
Right, but you're still asking $70 for like a primarily multiplayer experience, right? Which I think with multiplayer games now, like there's so many like cheaper options or free that all these communities have such huge player bases, right? You're asking people to stop playing the game that they play like daily or something and go spend $70 to try something they've never played before. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't seem like a good idea, like from Ubisoft. If you pitch it as a traditional, okay, well it's $60 and you get like you just try and scream the amount of content that the game has into it. You can be like, okay, You know what I mean? I could foresee that, but like going above and beyond the extra 10
I
is
think
just
it's gonna be kind of like For Honor, where For Honor, like it was like a new game and it was like kind of a niche game where like a lot of people that played it kind of like jumped off shortly after, but there's still that hardcore audience that still plays it today. So I think that's kind of what Skull and Bones is going to kind of end up being. It's going to be like a For Honor situation where you have the people that are really into the game that kind of play it, and then like every now and then just new people would just kind of jump into it.
Yeah, it's also sad for me now knowing that pretty much every big AAA Ubisoft game is going to be $70.
Yeah, except for their phone games.
Yeah,
they got that Division phone game coming out.
But Heartland's free, right?
Heartland's supposed to be free. Yeah. You got the free phone game. That's a Division thing, Resurgence or something like that, I think. But I don't know. Like, I honestly think they put 70 out there. They're going to see if people bite at it. If they don't really move the needle when it comes to pre-orders in the next month or two, I think this is one of those another Ubisoft experiment where it's going to be in either Game Pass or PS Plus or maybe both on like day one type of thing.
Yeah. We'll see. I think I mean, it has a chance, right? The game, it looks good, like in a lot of ways. Like, is there any? What's the positives from this game, guys? Like, is there something that like that looks cool? I really want to do that.
I mean, just the whole pirate stuff in general looks cool, but like at the same time, like the gameplay for me is kind of like iffy. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like the gameplay too much. So
too much just on the ship and not like.
If it's too much cutscene and like animations and not free flow like Assassin's Creed, it'll take you out of your experience. If you're trying to raid like a little village off the dock, off the riverbank or wherever, and you go into a cutscene because now you're loading into you going onto land, that's going to take you out of it. Like Assassin's Creed or even Valhalla, even that you could, when you do raids into the camps, it was straight right off the boat. It was like instantaneous, so you were right into it. So that whole, depending on the loading, and that it can take you out. So if you do that too often, trying to do the raids, you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna fucking want to raid a fucking little town because I'm gonna sit there for the next 10-15 seconds, and and after a while it's gonna get annoying. Not right away, but after your 50th 60th raid, you're like, dude, I'm getting sick of these little pauses. Kind of takes you out,
like,
and it feel mundane.
I had like a cool idea for it that would make it a little more interesting. Like maybe like if you're doing like missions, like cargo missions where you're running cargo between different islands or whatever, like have a part of the sea where it's kind of like the dark zone where you have to travel like a cargo route through the dark zone, and there's players that are just in that like area of the sea just hunting you, and you have to try to sneak through to get to the other island to deliver your stuff. Like that would be like a cool experience, but I think it's just multiplayer only servers and single player servers.
Yeah, it's vice versa.
Which that's one thing I do like about it, as far as like when you compare it to Sea of Thieves. The one thing that I wanted from Sea of Thieves is kind of like a single player experience possible, and it's always PvE VP type of deal. So this having it split, at least it'll get me to try, but we'll see how it lasts long term. I mean, the Dark Zone for the Division, for at least for me in Division 1, it was fine. I liked it the early days, and then after the first few patches where they gave more power to the rogues, didn't like it as much. But I think towards the end, the balancing for Division 1, for me, the Dark Zone was pretty much perfect at that point. Division 2, I think it's just the split of the Dark Zones is the part that makes it a little less desirable. Although I do like when they have that kind of like marked Dark Zone where it's, I guess more of a penalty or something along those lines. The AI are buffed, and then, I think you do more damage to other players as opposed to the normal, like nerfed amount that you would do type of thing. But
and you also, with, I think in the first division, you had a certain mask that you had to have because you can actually get poisoned from the contaminant. So if you didn't have a certain level mask, you couldn't go to certain levels in the Dark Zone. So that was an aspect I think they took out in the second one. So I mean, but going back with Sea of Thieves, if they had a Dark Zone style area, like Jasper was saying, that would have been phenomenal. I don't think they have that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, they just
But-
have the arena,
and
like
that's-
the ship
yeah.
PvP, but not.
Yeah.
And
It's more like face off type stuff as opposed to trying to navigate through type of thing. But
And
Mhm.
with like players, when you actually do start fighting, it's just gonna be circling until you kill each other. Whereas like I think it would be cool to like actually have an objective with the players to like them having to chase you. Like if they got a faster ship, you gotta be like, oh shit, I gotta actually maybe put on my defenses and like load up the cannons or something like that. But like
Mhm. Yeah, and that's the stuff that it's like they don't think of. They only they see like, all right, I really don't know what, like Ubisoft used to have these great ideas and these like they really put themselves out there to make these really ambitious games, and then like Division, if that what they wanted to deliver, that they did, that game was fucking phenomenal. But they had to dial it down because of the what they were able to do, and it was still a good game. But it's like it's kind of they lost their way a little bit. Now it's like they're too focused on monetization and forgot about making games fun and like what gamers want to do. And if you keep gamers engaged in the game, guess what? They're going to spend money on the game because they like to play it. If it's not fun to play, they're not going to spend money on it. So it's the thing that's like I don't get Ubisoft right now. They're just lost at the moment, it feels, with all their decisions.
I think it's their board members or something that's kind of like leading them astray more so than the dev teams themselves. But
it seems like it's like the board members are talking to the owner, and the owner's like, I know, we will think of how to make more money. NFTs is the future. Yes.
I mean, we just have to see how the actual gameplay is, but from what I understand, it's just like doing like missions and leveling up your pirate to become like a pirate master or whatever, and that's kind of the only objective from what I understand.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like Sea of Thieves but more realistic, but without the PvP, PvE. It's either
and
or.
Just your ship, you're not your player running around, so it's not going to be as like you can't have as much like fun and interaction and role play with your friends. It's just going to be like, cool, I'm a boat, you want to race or crash into that island real fast,
right? I do like the fact that that unlike Sea of Thieves, or when I play Sea of Thieves, like unless I want to be in that dumbass little ship and go around trying to do things with myself, I feel like I need to play with friends, and a squad that I can trust and know, because playing down there with randoms can be frustrating as hell, and you end up locking each other in the damn galleon because everybody gets on each other's nerves. But in this game, I feel like I can go in there if nobody else is on or playing and potentially have a great time, right? So that's the positive, regardless of anything else, because you can run a big ship by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is the most promising thing for this for me. We'll see how the game plays and stuff. At the end of the day, I still think like people are willing to pay what they're willing to pay, right? And that's what they're gonna charge. It's just when this came about with Activision and Sony and stuff, originally, making those first games, Call of Duty and stuff, $70, and I was like weirded out that everybody was just like, okay, that's cool, it's time.
Another example of what you're talking about, where it's like 60 on PC or whatever. The only thing I can think of recently is the new Lego Star Wars was 50 on PC and 60 on console.
Yeah. It doesn't make any damn sense. They get charged the same like storefront fee between the two. There's literally no reason for that other than them knowing that console players are willing to spend more money on the game. And I've always had a problem with games being more on console than PC. It doesn't make any damn sense. It's like taking advantage of the closed ecosystem of a console, right? And in this day and age where everything's more digital, because the excuse before was, well, console games are physical, PC games are digital. Well, that's not any excuse anymore, right? Most people buy digital games now. Like, I think 70% or so is what was reported from most of the publishers, around that range, as their sales are digital. But not only that, most of their revenue and all the profits that they share on all of these record-breaking earnings calls and stuff that they have every few months is mostly microtransactions and digital content is like 80% of their profits, right? And when they sell like 10 million to 15 million copies of a game, right? And you make, okay, so let's add the $10 extra to that, okay? Now you got to think into fact also, like most of those sales, or a lot of those sales aren't even day one, right? A lot of those sales are way after when the game's been on sale and stuff like that, right? So the day one sales and, you know, the first couple weeks when the game's
you gotta let people
price,
hype it up and talk about it on Twitch or whatever, and that's when everyone starts.
A lot of the early sales. Let's say a game does really well early, it gets like 5 million, right? 10 million, like really good sales. That's pretty damn good for like a 1 week sales of a top tier AAA game, right? So you're looking at the 10 extra bucks on that. You're looking at maybe $100 million extra, right? But their earnings reports are in the billions of dollars, okay? They're in the billions of dollars for microtransactions and digital content. And in a game like this, that is going to be heavily focused on a lot of microtransactions and digital content, to charge that extra $10 just saying you need to, that's some bullshit. They don't say they need to. They didn't even promote it. They didn't even talk about it. They even kind of tried to hide it. That's why they didn't have the price at the end of the damn trailer, right? They just said pre-order now. So you go and hit your pre-order now button, and it's like, whoa, $70. Like this, they haven't done that before. But Shane, earnings calls have profit in the earnings calls. They share all that information. It's all in there. They have all of the financials and all that kind of stuff they release, and they talk about the profits and everything. So this stuff is in the billions and stuff, and it's like, I don't like get the necessity aspect. I get that we're willing to pay it, but people have spoken. Game journalists immediately, IGN, and all of those people have come out and said that, yeah, we're willing to pay. We're willing. It's time, inflation, all this shit. But ignoring the record-breaking sales of every publisher at the time that have increased their profit significantly, and all their sales and their revenue, everything was up across the board, and everybody's just like, well, it's a necessity, because media and all this stuff is bullshit. Because also movie sales is like a movie, you buy a disc, right? It costs hundreds of millions of dollars to make a movie, right? Movies aren't any more expensive now than they were back then. In fact, when a new format comes out, they're expensive, and that format drops in price over time. It's
last
just
time
ridiculous.
we saw a price increase on games was the 360. That's when the games went to $60. Before that, it was all 50, and then like before that, I don't know, because that wasn't.
Well, Nintendo was like pricing whatever they wanted for certain games, like $80.
Well, it was back then. Like, what was the like? It was such a small niche market back then with gaming, and like
it was new technology also. Like.
Yeah, it was a lot more expensive to make actually physical, because the cartridges and all that stuff, right? And you're also like, it was a lot harder for them to like actually just distribution and all that kind of stuff. We're in like digital is like they're making numbers as the license, right? It's just digital numbers, right? As your license key. You know what I mean? There's no reason for it. And you have pricing models are decided based on what they believe people are willing to spend for the game, and what's their best way to make the most money for the game. They're not looking at it like, we need to charge $70. We have to absolutely charge $70 because our development cost was so high on this game. That's not how the thinking works with business in general. It's just, it goes with what are they willing to pay. And the people have spoken. Ubisoft is now on the $70 train, right? So I just want to thank everybody, all IGNs. I want to say thank you to everybody, all the IGNs, all the people out there making excuses and saying it was a necessity all that time, because what we have said is coming true. All the other publishers are following suit, and soon Xbox will as well. And we can talk a little bit about that.
Kind of got that with Psychonauts too.
Testing the waters.
That's a physical special edition.
It is a physical special edition that comes with extra
for PS4.
No, that's the Xbox. Is $70
Yeah,
too.
there's also
yeah,
Xbox.
even
Yeah.
Xbox.
Oh, is there an Xbox
Yeah.
$70?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
but it comes with like stickers and all this shit, and it's like kind of like I don't know. It's like a special release type deal. I
So you
can't.
can kind of understand it there.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't. Yeah.
I mean, limited quantity, but yeah, I'm glad I bought it digitally. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, digitally it was 60. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
game
I got
is
it for Game
60.
Pass, so I didn't.
So
pay
the
a damn
special
thing for it.
edition, I get it because you pay. I mean, even games like right now that are like deluxe digital, it's like a $10 extra charge for the deluxe digital, and it's nothing different other than a skin and a couple of little cosmetic things for whatever said game. So I get that, but I don't want to see. I mean, at the moment, there's no need to charge $10 for this tax for these new games. I'm like, they don't. If you have monetization in the game, you don't need to charge $10. Now, if you don't have monetization in the game, then that's a different story. Because then I could possibly see they're not getting that extra residual income down the road as if it had empty monetization to a game that did not. So
Yeah.
it's all on what it is. If I'm for $70 games with no monetization, but I'm not for monetization.
So Sony actually can make it like an excuse for a lot of theirs to begin with, right? Because you had first off, it was console exclusive, so you have a more limited scope of people could reach, right? And then you also have like a story-based game that's like takes years and years to develop, and then there's no other means of making income on it other than what your game sales are, right? That's kind of like the Nintendo model as well, right? And I can I can understand some of that, So $70 in those instances, I was like, yeah, I could see that, but I can't okay it with Call of Duty, Battlefield, Madden, NBA 2K, these games that make crap tons of money year over year
because it's the biggest selling games. They know that people are going to buy it because it's the game,
right? They're doing it because that's the whole point. Like, it's not a necessity thing, regardless. Like, of whether you want to say, are they worth it? Yes, I think video games are worth $70. That doesn't mean that I think that's what we should have to pay. You know what I mean? Like, but the realistic thing is, if we're willing to pay it, that's what they're going to charge, and people have spoken that they're willing to pay more money. So it is what it is at this point. There's no going back. You know what I mean? But I was surprised specifically on this one, with how it is, because I think it's the wrong move for them for this game. I don't think it's going to serve the game well, and I also don't. I think it's probably because of Ubisoft Plus is part of it too, and we'll get into that. Like, it's coming.
The consoles may actually be useful to me now,
right? So that maybe they don't like. Maybe if we can charge whatever the hell we want now, because like we're just gonna try and drive them to our subscription service. Pong Soul, what's up, dude? How's it going, man?
It's Friday. What's going on, brothers? Let's get this energy level up. You guys have been talking a bunch of nonsense. Man, wait a minute. First of all, last night,
yeah,
you must have been zombie.
I was a very zombie mode, yeah,
through the entire our show, because you could not remember who you talked to about the chef thing, the chef simulator.
Yeah, I was going to say
simulator.
Last night.
That was last night on PM and the PM. Jesus,
yes,
Christ,
thank you,
man.
Yeah, my memory sucks. I just remember I talked to somebody about it. How are you doing, Pong? How was your day?
I'm doing great. It's been a long one, but I am here, brother. Sorry I was late, everybody. Chat, great to see you all. Sorry I was driving. I was listening, but I was driving, so I was trying to jump in there, but I couldn't do too much. But no, it's great to be here, man. It's great to be here. So Skull and Bones, awesome, $70. Let's go. And they got a collector's edition for $110.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Ooh, what do you get?
Let's do that.
You got
That's
a
great.
set?
Yeah, no. You get a soundtrack, you get some skins, and I can't remember what else. You get a soundtrack, you get some skins, and something else.
So you mean the soundtrack was is it a digital soundtrack?
Yes, it's a digital soundtrack.
So they just took the songs that's already in the digital version of the game and took them out of the game and gave you in another digital version and a soundtrack.
And they'll be available on Spotify, I'm sure. So
Okay.
yeah, no, Steele and I just had this conversation about that shit too.
Yeah.
All these changes to collector's editions. Like, look, we used to
At
get
least they're
art
giving you the
books.
game.
We used to get art books. We used to get actual soundtracks on CD. We used to get actual physical stuff. They've now converted all of us gamers over like a bunch of sheep into accepting this nonsense. And they're giving you, for Skull and Bones, they're also giving you 2 whole extra missions, folks. So,
I'm sure they're gonna be really
hot
long
diggity
missions too,
dog.
yeah.
What are those missions?
Yeah.
What are they?
Find the plunder.
Are they
They're
to be
missions
announced?
to find the NFTs.
Yeah.
Find the NFTs.
And hey, while we're on collector's editions, did you guys see NBA 2K23?
Yeah.
And what they're pulling this
one?
year? Yeah, $161 with tax
Now,
for
you
the
do
Ultimate
get,
Edition.
You do get a year of NBA League Pass with that, which I will say that's not a horrible deal if you were deciding
you were going to buy it.
if you were going to buy it, right?
For somebody like me, but what they're doing, Mav, is that's the only edition where you get the 10% extra XP for my team and for Ultimate Team.
Right.
Bro, that's BS right there.
I
You
agree.
can pay,
Yeah.
you can win, you know? So-
Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
Sorry, I
give that
came in a
discount.
flurry, but this shit's bullshit.
Yeah, if you should get the 10% discount for getting any of the special editions. Really, I mean,
No, Shane, if you're gonna use the NBA pass, absolutely 100%. But there's plenty of us who don't watch. I don't watch it anymore. I don't do it. I don't need it. What my biggest complaint was, they're locking the 10% extra XP behind only that one. I can see it behind the $100 one. Absolutely, of course. The $100 one, yeah, that should be a bonus in there. But not to give it in the $100 one, but to say you got to spend 150.
That's giving people extra XP like for just paying is kind of.
But so many games have done that. They used to do the double XP. Now it's 10%. It used to be double XP. Even in Assassin's Creed, you used to be able to
games
get
are the
those XP
worst with this shit. I mean, and the extra $10 for that too. They've gotten away with it for a couple years now. It's $70. Like it's just
2K was one of the first.
Ridiculous for the standard editions.
Comes out every year. Instead of just doing a roster update pack or something like that, but full price. Yeah,
you know, I could foresee like I want them to release sports games into the subscription services, right? The standard edition, put them in there. You're already like microtransaction the hell out of them. They pretty much make all their money on the My Team, My Career, and Ultimate Team modes for like EA games and 2K games. So why not just put them in Game Pass at least, or something like that, so people can play the base game that have no interest in spending those microtransactions without having to buy the game. But you are inviting more people to actually get a chance to spend money on that shit and maybe get new fans. It's worked for MLB The Show so far with Game Pass.
But they give you the last gen version, which is kind of shitty. But
the show is Series X version.
On this year, because I know the last year it
was Series X version this year.
Yeah, MLB was always the current gen or the next gen version. It was 2K that first year they gave you the last version, but this year they gave the current version when they put it in the Game Pass.
It didn't take that. Well, I mean, when did it hit Game Pass? Was it like?
It was less than 6 months.
March,
couple months ago.
I think it was less than 6 months after the game was out, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about 2K.
Yeah, for 2K, yeah.
Yeah.
Madden usually is like around about almost kind of right before like the next Madden comes out. Usually they drop the other one into EA Play.
Yeah, it's just under a year, like somewhere between 9 to 10 months or so.
Yeah. So Pong, I know we talked about it last night, but you know,
do you know?
I don't think he remembers, so it'll be all fresh for him. Let's go. Yeah.
Where's your overall position on like Skull and Bones and just $70 games in general?
No, I mean, again, the $70 games, again, people will pay. It's business. So I've always said that it's bullshit. The reasoning behind the $70 is bullshit because they've cut out so much. Again, digital costs less. It costs nothing to make the game and put it digital other than the storefront cost, which is normal, right? That doesn't matter whether it's physical.
It's like a commission, basically. That's
right. And that's the same whether you're placing it in a store or whatever the case may be. The but they've gotten rid of the discs, which is a cost. They don't even in the physical editions give you instruction books anymore. So they've taken that cost out of it as well. Like they've done everything to cut down the price. To say that they need more is ridiculous, especially when most games come with microtransactions, right? Again, if Skull and Bones, if they had come out and said, look, here's our 2 to 3 year roadmap, we are going to have this, and had it laid out and said that you can earn everything in the game and you just got to pay the $70, but you get all this stuff. You can earn it all in the game. You can earn all the cosmetics, and you're going to have this roadmap. We're going to add this, and this down the line. Fine. That's fine.
They kind of did that with their free-to-play DLC stuff for the future.
A little bit, but they didn't give us the full entire roadmap, right? But what I'm saying is the charge $70, and then on top of that, right? On top of that, we know full well, like you guys were talking about, Ubisoft is going to have microtransactions out the ass in there. And yes, it's all going to be cosmetic. And yes, I am that dude that always says, hey, it's optional, pay what you want. My problem being is that charging a full price $70 for this game, where there is no like single player narrative to be found outside of becoming the best pirate you possibly can be, to me, that's ridiculous. This is a $40 game to me. Like I thought it was gonna be free to play for the longest time. And then when they were showing it off, I was like, all right, if it's not free to play, what would this be worth? And then I went back to like Extraction. I said, because Extraction is loaded with microtransactions, right? No real narrative. Yes, there's a narrative within the games and the missions and all that kind of stuff. But come on, let's be honest. It's a multiplayer game. It's a co-op game. So I looked back at that and I said, okay, $40. $40 and I'll probably still be interested in this game, right? And then when Mav told me it was 70, man, that's a gut punch right there.
I could see like 60, but like I think there's probably more content here than Extraction.
Maybe. I don't know though, Jasper. It doesn't really look that way. It looks like you're going to be running the same types of missions over and over again, right? They're going to have some variations for sure, but it looks like it's going to be run a mission, whatever you're supposed to gather, come back, pass it off to the NPC, get rewarded, go to another NPC, get another mission, go out.
They also showed that thing where you like raid castles. So I'm assuming that's gonna be like a big raid or something you can do with your friends. But.
Right. You're going to be able to do that, but it's going to be all on board the ship. There's no landing whatsoever. All you do is drop off some of your crew, and then you get a bar at the top to show you how well your crew's doing on land. Look, what is this? This is 1990? Yes.
So there's no. I thought you were able to like. I thought there's a transition. Like
no,
a load screen
one of your crew members got dysentery.
No, you get close. You get close. You get to a predetermined spot that's close to the land, like a landing zone almost, where you pull your ship into. Your crew hops off and goes into the town, and then you just sail away. And you got a bar up above that shows how well your crew's doing in town. It doesn't show you shit. Yes.
Oh, like
yes.
Choplifter.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I thought. See, I thought it was like kind of like Assassin's Creed, how you can hop like you're able to hop off, but there's gonna be like a loading transition.
No.
Like kind of like two different things. Like you could be on land, but if that's not the case,
and then you wait for the timer, you wait for the bar to go down, right? Because most of the time when you're raiding, they're going after different materials, right? That's what they're raiding the towns for. And so then as the bar goes down, some of the materials, your crew will throw them in the ocean, and they're floating in the ocean. You have to come back and pick them up. And that's how you collect all the materials. And then you come back and pick up your crew. That's all you do.
From what I was understanding is like the start of the game, though, you start out like a shitty boat and you have to kill animals to like, so like
you can do it that way. Yes. There's hunting. There's hunting as well. Yes.
You have to kill animals to make your boat better.
Yeah,
no. How are you gonna kill animals?
They said you get the better blueprints for the ships and the weapons by increasing your infamy. So the better the pirate you are, the more access you have to the better equipment, right? So it's kind of that's gonna be the loop.
That's where I'm saying, like, I think the overall content and progression, there might be more just like with this compared to Extraction, because like you're starting out as like a nobody and like you're gonna have like the forced story ship or whatever at the end of it, you know.
Sure. I still say it's not a complete game, though. I mean, I still say that it's like a very specific game type that you're going to be playing. It's not like, again, if there was like a narrative, if like there was like a campaign, like a whole story mode, then maybe, right? But this just seems like, again, it's just like,
I mean, but that's Diablo at the end of the day too. Like you get a story with Diablo,
But
but
there's a
it's
story.
Like,
there's a huge story with
you
Diablo,
just do the same shit. You just raid dungeons and kill monsters.
True, but you're not. But this doesn't have loot like that, right?
Yeah.
This has got materials, and this is you just you just buy different weapons and stuff for your ship, which is awesome. Again, I'm a pirate dude, so right away that's why I'm kind of upset at 70. Now I know it's going to be on sale for 50% off by Black Friday, right? Black Friday is going to roll around. This thing is going to be 50% off. I can almost guarantee it, right? So I'll probably pick it up at that point because I love pirating, right? That's cool, and I like all the different weapons. Like they do have a huge array of ships and weapons and armor and all that kind of stuff. The customization is off the charts with this game. So that does appeal to me. And like them taking down some of the towers and stuff and getting better damage by using certain weapon types and then having to manage your crew on top of it with food and water. And some of the ships have better space for cargo, so you have to manage that. And I did watch the after show because after the presentation, they did sit down and do a playthrough with one of the devs, and that went for like almost 45 minutes. And he talked about he dumped some of his cargo, some of his oil to drop his weight on his ship so he was faster. Now, if they've got that kind of stuff in it, now that's all cool. Like that's neat. That's stuff you don't find in every game. So I'm good with all of that. The parts that bother me again is that there doesn't seem to be a real narrative. They're trying to charge $70. There's no boarding when you board another ship. Like I told Mav last night, the biggest thing I would have thought of, like if you didn't want to have full crew on crew battles like Assassin's Creed, that's fine. What you could have had is turn it into a one-on-one situation with the other captain. Whereas your crew was kind of like fighting in the background, but it was completely just for looks, right? They're just battling it out, whatever
you
else.
Mix like For Honor style gameplay in there, where you
right, and then you have a one-on-one battle with the captain, right? And you can upgrade your swords, you can upgrade your guns, whatever else. Yeah, that would be freaking sweet, man. That would have been awesome. And then that could have been the way that you took over a ship. And if you lost, you limped back to your other ship and you had to start all over again, right? That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I think your thing with the story though is I think their kind of route was like you make your pirate, so like you're the pirate at the end of the day. So like your story is yours, not like having to follow something.
I get that. I just again, I think it's fine. It's fine. Like I said, there is a dollar amount I would pay for it. There's going to be people who pay $70 for this game. For sure. Yeah. Is it going to hurt it that it's $70? Absolutely it is. It really will, especially with God of War. Really, I like PTK. We were in the DMs, and Fuzzy knows this because he's in the DMs over in the shop. PTK hit it up and said, "God, what a dumb move putting a God of War." Well, right before God of War, and I said at the time because I was still thinking in my head this was going to be free to play, and I'm like, meh. I'm like, it's still. Thinking it's going to be free to play. I'm like, it'll probably do better on Xbox and PC overall. Anyways, the PlayStation people will come after they're done with God of War, whatever. I just thought, online multiplayer. Yeah, right. Multiplayer.
Need for Speed's going to be right there too.
This at $70, I just don't think. Again, I think by Black Friday it's going to be 50% off, guaranteed. Yeah. We're going to be paying $35.
It's a lot of $70 games within a couple of weeks of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I bet Need for Speed will be 70 also.
Yeah, but I think this one goes straight into one of the subscription services, whether it be PS Plus or Ubisoft Plus or whatever. I think they try to see if they can get as many pre-orders as possible, and when they don't get the number that they're hoping for, it's going in the subscription service.
It'll be
and that'd be great too.
I think they're going to use this to launch Ubisoft Plus, like on console.
And we talked about that last night, right, Mav?
Yeah.
If Ubisoft Plus, because they got to announce it for Xbox. I mean, they've already come out in a blog post that said it's going to be there. So they at some point here, it's got to be coming, right? If like you guys were talking about before I was jumping on, this could be a way where they are going to push that service. Now that they're going to offer that service on in other places like consoles and stuff, it'd be the perfect way to do it because, like you guys said, if this is the new norm for Ubisoft, okay. Well, then Ubisoft Plus becomes that much more valuable. And like I said last night, man, with you, if they can squeeze it in, even if it's not free underneath Ultimate, but we get a discount on it and it's $5 to $10 a month.
Yeah.
Now, knowing that Ubisoft has this coming out at $70, Avatar's coming out. We know Massive is working on a Star Wars game. They've got a lot of stuff coming out here in the near future.
But they got to have multiple stuff out every year. They can't just put like one game out a year.
They're not, and Ubisoft's not like that anyways, right? They got too many studios working. So if that's the case, then Ubisoft Plus will be of value, and I will add it to my game. My Ultimate.
Avatar
If it's
is
$5.
also supposed to be this year, right?
Yes.
So
yes, before the
around
movie.
that same time, maybe December, late November, something like that. So I think we're gonna have 2 big Ubisoft games this year, unless Avatar gets pushed back. But the rumors are right now that it's gonna
It
be
might be December.
right? And
I think
yeah, go ahead, Psycho.
Movie or something.
no, the movie comes out Christmas, does it not?
Yeah,
Something like
so
that.
it'll
Yes,
probably be a few
does.
weeks before that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that, at Gamescom, Ubisoft's already said they're going to be there, right? I think we're going to see more potentially from Skull and Bones. I think we're going to see a big Avatar type presentation thing because they said it's Ubisoft forward. Their new games and stuff like that. We could potentially even see a couple new game announcements there. But
And when are they supposed to show? Aren't they doing a separate one as well for the Assassin's Creed? Isn't that like September or something?
Yeah, September.
Yeah,
Is it September?
September
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is that game this year too or next year? I think that's next year, right?
Next year, I would imagine it's next year.
So
I think
they're
they
gonna
said
talk
all
about
these games are like they're supposed to have 6 games within the first like half of next year or something like that.
Yeah.
is what
yeah,
they
but
said.
Avatar and Skull and Bones are supposed to be this year, right? So I think that when they have this showcase, I think that's when they're going to talk about Ubisoft Plus coming to consoles, and I think that we're going to get maybe like individual blog posts after that from PlayStation to Xbox with like how the pricing is going to work on their platforms, right? Because they're like, I think Ubisoft will be like, and you can get it on you can get Avatar and Skull and Bones on Ubisoft Plus on PC and on Xbox and on PlayStation, and they'll kind of like promote it like that, right?
That's going to be interesting. Do you think that they will have exclusive games to like PlayStation's Ubisoft Plus version versus Xbox Ubisoft Plus version? Like, will PlayStation get Avatar and we will get Skull and Bones or whatever, something like that? Or is it just going to be like everyone gets the same shit?
I think that PlayStation's gonna get some different things and Xbox is gonna get some different things in their like back catalog stuff. But I think everybody's gonna get the new games at the same time, right? Because I think the like Ubisoft Classics, whatever that they announced for PlayStation, we've seen so far that like Far Cry 5 isn't part of that, right? But it's on Game Pass now. You know what I mean? We saw that they had Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but Game Pass has like Origins and Odyssey and shit like that, right? And I think that overall that's going to be kind of like the status quo for like their Batcat. The leak or a rumor is on PlayStation's July. There's going to be a lot of Assassin's Creed stuff there for PlayStation. Older Assassin's Creed games. Not new stuff, but like a lot of the older ones are going to be dumped all in at once.
I just don't want to see like the day that when we have the same subscription service, the same price on both platforms, where one platform paying the same shit gets one game and the other one doesn't. Like,
Well,
if it's like Ubisoft, I think you should get the exact same games on every platform.
Well, if you pay extra for Ubisoft Plus, I think you'll get all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But if it's like if you just have Game Pass or just have PS Plus, then it's going to separate the Batcat for those that are thrown into there. But Ubisoft Plus will be like everything, including the new games, and there'll probably be 2 tiers, just like there is on PC, right? Because there's a tier that, like y'all said, includes like the
Gold
Ultimate
Edition
Editions or whatever they're called, right? And then there's the regular tier. But I think that's how they're going to promote this, and that's why one of the reasons I think they're like went ahead and just did the $70 thing, because they're like, people that aren't going to subscribe, we're going to charge them $70, right? And they're going to make that increase the value of their subscription service by increasing the price of their games, right? To kind of mind fuck us, right? So when people are going to be like, okay, look, I can
July 8th, 2022, you called it.
Avatar and Skull and Bones, I'd have to spend $140 to get those, or I can spend $15 and get Ubisoft Plus. That's how they're going to get you, right? They're going to get me with that for sure. Like if I'm playing Skull and Bones day one, it'll be because of Ubisoft Plus on console, not because I'm willing to pay $70 for that damn game.
Especially if you get all the DLC and stuff and we get
Right.
bonuses and that kind of stuff. That'll be, for sure. For sure.
So I think that's
It'll
what it's
be
going to
well
be. I mean, we know it's coming. We just don't know when. So that's got to be the solution to this, I think. And the good thing about Xbox is, and like the Activision stuff's going to take care of itself. You know, Activision Blizzard, like all those games and the Call of Duties and the $70 games there. But I think the future of subscription services is becoming stronger and stronger and growing, and it's starting to become even more adamant how much the better the value is going to be, and how that's going to be the future of gaming. When as gaming releases get more and more expensive, content gets more and more expensive, as a tool to drive people into the subscriptions. One thing I'll give Xbox props for so far, they haven't done that. They've kept their prices a status quo across the board for people, and then they also added the value of cross-play and cross-buy and all this shit, right? Cross-save, everything, while maintaining a lower price, and then also doing the subscription service.
And giving you day one games.
But these other publishers aren't Microsoft, right? They have to figure out a way to drive people to their subscriptions, you know, because there's only a few games releasing in there a year, you know, and they don't have all the third-party stuff going in there. They don't have this other extra stuff adding value, so they can only rely on what they're putting out every year to really drive the value of the service. And in order to do that, I think this is kind of the stuff we're going to see.
I think they get third-party stuff though. I think the
Do
PC
they?
versions of all, yeah, I think EA Play and like Ubisoft Plus, they get third-party stuff.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
On PC, or maybe on PC. I on EA Play on console, I've never seen anything.
Yeah, not on console, but on PC, I think there is.
Maybe. Not sure, but yeah, I know Jasper will look it up here. And in the chat, you guys too. Let me know if it's EA Play or Ubisoft have any third-party stuff in there.
I gotta figure out where
PC.
the fuck Ubisoft Plus even is.
EA does not. I used to have EA Play. It does not have any third party, and don't know about Ubisoft Plus. I doubted that.
Gotta verify my fucking age.
Well, make sure you put.
Yeah.
You might need to fake. You might need to fake it, Jasper. You know, just to make sure you can log in. Yeah,
you gotta use 2004 to be 18. Okay, Jasper.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with Ubisoft Plus, you get a Stadia and Luna. On if you buy the like the highest edition, you get Ubisoft, or you get Stadia and Luna with so you get all their games.
Would you get the games that are in Stadia, or do you just get like your Ubisoft games in Stadia?
Yeah. So basically, because Ubisoft Plus is available on Stadia and Luna, so therefore it just means that you can access it across.
In Stadia and Luna, I think you have to buy games in those services, right?
Yeah.
Well, not through Ubisoft Plus. No, you'll just get access. Like
right. No, I'm saying in general.
So,
like that's how the
in
service
general,
is.
yes, you have to purchase. They do offer some free games. Like Stadia has been giving away games a lot.
Yeah, so they give away a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's like if I were to be a Stadia user, I can play my Ubisoft Plus shit in Stadia if I subscribe. Or the same with Luna, right?
Yeah. For one subscription, you can get access to all those. So
yeah, but I don't know if you.
It looks like there's no third-party games, I guess.
Yeah, I don't remember any EA Play third-party games, so I'm not too sure. What
they're just
Po's talking about.
They're just.
It's just the games that they used to publish. Like there are some that don't look like they're made by EA Studios, but they're published by EA.
Yeah,
Kinda
I
like
think anything
and stuff like that.
I think anything that's published by EA is going to be an EA Play,
right?
Because EA Play is kind of weird. It's not new day and date. In the beginning, it was not day and date. After a while, it started going day and date.
Yeah, they had they only had like I think they had 2 tiers to start with. One was like
$5. It was like
$4 or $5, and it was just for older stuff. And then they added the other tier later on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was just looking back through our DMs.
EA Play Pro, you get other games because they got all the Star Wars games on there. They got 2 Point Hospital, which is that the Sega game?
Yeah, that's
Sega.
Yeah. So with EA, you do get third party.
See, I only had. I should say I only had the $5 one though.
On EA Play on PC. Okay.
Yep.
PC. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Indie games on there.
Interesting. So Also, guys, we were talking about Gamescom a little bit. Xbox did finally announce they're going to be there. I don't think we're going to get much. According to the post, it says that updates on some announced games coming to Xbox in the next 12 months and a chance to hang out as a community again in person. So it looks like they're still sticking to the 12-month thing for Gamescom. What could we potentially see here, like that we didn't already see at the Xbox Bethesda showcase, if anything?
Age of Empires 4.
To console?
Yeah, because that's where they announced the remakes of all the Age of Empire games. So if they're going to announce Age of Empires, I think it would be here again, just because it's kind of been the formula for them to announce that game at this show. And it'll be its 1-year anniversary coming up. So
is that studio like located somewhere in Europe?
I don't know.
It's a World's Edge, right?
Yeah, it's World's Edge. But they got help with Relic a few times, I think, on them.
Yeah. Where's World's Edge located? Sometimes this matters for these showcases. They'll have like teams that are like in Europe do Gamescom stuff.
Richmond, Washington.
Okay, well that's not gonna work for my narrative here. So
well, I guess that since they're owned by Microsoft, maybe that's just saying their headquarters is there. Actually, hold on.
Right.
Well, there's what isn't what Oblivion, or is it Ninja Theory that's in Paris, or has a new studio in Paris? Didn't they have a new studio that opened up in Paris?
I don't know if it was Paris or somewhere else in Europe, but I do know that
I think it's just their own.
Ninja Theory is over there.
What about
Playground Games is over there as well, as far as one of their main studios.
I think Relic's working on Company of Heroes 3 right now.
Yeah, they are. They just kind of go around making game. They're in Vancouver.
RTS games, yeah.
Everybody else is, you know what I mean? It's kind of like they'll make one for Sega. Well, they're owned by Sega, right?
Yeah.
I believe
Relic?
So.
Yeah.
I believe so.
So is Creative Assembly. Man, Creative Assembly has got the lockdown on the freaking RTS devs. I don't know. I would love to see one of them, get to do Halo again, or like maybe EA rent one of them out to do Command & Conquer. Come on, somebody.
Well, the EA's making a new RTS game, so
are they?
I think they said they were, didn't it? Or maybe I'm just equating that to the new Star Wars stuff, because one of the new Star Wars games is RTS. They said, right?
Oh, well, it was like a strategy game, like a grand strategy. Yeah. Okay, I think you're right. What's up, Fonz? How's it going, Fonz? Good to see you, man. Fonzie. Yeah. So, guys, at Gamescom, Pong, what do you expect? Anything?
No, I'm not expecting anything. I'm expecting some new information, some new trailers. Maybe we'll get to see something. Maybe we'll get a little glimpse at some new gameplay out of one of the announced games that we got at the showcase. Maybe. But I'm not expecting the world out of Gamescom, especially when they said the next 12 months. They're sticking to that. Like I said, man, we're going to find out a lot over these next few shows here. Maybe this indicates they might have an XO. We'll see about the Tokyo Game Show. They are confirmed to be there as well, so we'll see what they do as far as the East goes at that show. But we said we'd find out a lot towards the end of the year what they were going to do as far as showing us anything for the future outside of that 12-month time frame that they gave themselves for the Xbox Bethesda showcase. So I think this indicates that right now it's status quo. And I think they're going to stick to that 12-month rule until the foreseeable future.
That means we get another 3 months into the future from E3. So we'll see.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I Jasper, I don't think that's what they mean,
wishful
sir.
thinking. That would be amazing if you were correct on that. Like
if they had a rolling 12-month rule, a rolling 12 months
for every time we're here.
Amazing.
I mean, they will have less stuff to show at that point, though, because we'll have gotten the stuff like Naraka and stuff like that have already released.
Right.
So, man.
But who knows? Who knows? They might have something surprise us for Game Pass, too. They might have something they haven't announced yet for Game Pass. Part of the roadmap. Maybe one of those third-party deals gets done, and they bring that there. Again, we saw it happen with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It just shows up at Keighley's Summer Games Fest. not even on the main stage at Xbox. So maybe they have a couple of those for these different shows as well.
Right on, man.
Yep.
What about you, Psycho? You think we're gonna get anything good at Gamescom, or same
Um,
old Microsoft presence there?
I think we're gonna get maybe some touches on what has already been showed. Possibly, because when is it again?
August
August.
24th through the 28th,
Ooh,
I think.
okay. I was gonna say maybe they can start talking about Deathloop, but it's not until September 14th, is a year exactly when that was released. So
Yeah.
So I guess I really don't see, maybe like you said, third party deals with Game Pass, something along those lines, but nothing like new announcements, because they would have done that this E3 showcase that they just had. So they really don't have much at the moment to show for this year.
Yeah. It would be a different
you
story
know.
if we had like games coming out this year, right? Like we're like, okay, we got these holiday games, like, and then you show us another trailer for one of them or something, you know. But
Yeah.
now it's like everything. It's next year. They got the 12-month thing they're talking about. Like it kind of limits what expectations, right?
Yeah, it's just that they can't. I think really having Deathloop, not being able to talk about Deathloop, because that is a first party game that's coming out this year, that unfortunately they can't, put any campaign about it because of the marketing rights for Sony. So until that ends, they're not. Once that is lifted, we'll probably won't hear. They won't shut up about it. So we'll probably wait. That probably will happen. So, but that will be the first game that will have FSR 2.0 for console. So that'll be the first game. So we'll see when that comes out for hopefully this. I'm hoping by October will be
We also have
nice.
QuakeCon like a week before Gamescom, and then Tokyo Game Shows before that. So I don't know how much they would have left to show of just small stuff after that, because all the if we're getting anything Doom or Quake, it's going to be a QuakeCon.
Yeah.
They've shown flight sim stuff at Tokyo Game Show last year, but they could show that again at Gamescom.
No.
So there's.
When is the Tokyo show? Do you know off that topic? Is it November, September?
Maybe Tokyo
November?
Game Show is actually after that. Hold on, let's see.
I thought it was. I don't remember,
It was
man.
before.
Yeah, I always thought like Tokyo Game Show was like in like late summer, early fall.
September 15th.
Yeah.
Ooh, we probably can hear Deathloop at the Tokyo Game Show.
The one thing about Deathloop, man, is like
not a Japanese audience
Or
game.
X-UP. No.
Psycho, I know you're riding a Deathloop, buddy, but it's gonna be 2 years, man. I'm telling you. Watch.
Here's the other thing. Like when I remember that leaked marketing deal with Capcom, and the language in there made it to where this was just a marketing rights. This wasn't as strong as like an exclusivity deal, right? And even with the marketing rights thing, the contract stated that they couldn't put it in a service until 3 months after the exclusivity deal or the marketing rights ended. So it was after a year, and then there was like they had a 3-month waiting period, and they had to like first rights of refusal or something like that within that period to be able to potentially match any deal or something like that. And then after the 3-month period was up, they have to have been alerted that they're going to be put in another service, and then they were allowed to do it with a certain amount of time after that. So it was like written some like ridiculous fashion that was just this was just a marketing rights contract,
that game, I think it's just gonna be a surprise drop 1 month next year, and you'd be like, oh, and we get
We'll get a
Deathloop.
blog post.
Yeah.
We'll get a blog post on a Tuesday saying Thursday Deathloop's available, right?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. That's the way it's gonna be. So it's still gonna be a big deal. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. Like I really want it because I want to play that game really bad.
The thing that sucks is we won't know because they can't say anything.
Yeah, because they can't say shit. They can't say anything. Right.
So like it could be a 2-year deal. We don't know, right?
Yes.
The rumors were heavily that it was a 1-year deal, right?
Yeah.
But even if it's a 1-year deal, it doesn't mean we're getting the game and Game Pass in like September, right? It means like it could take until like February or January before we could potentially see it in Game Pass, which we wouldn't know. I mean, maybe like when it comes down to that point after the exclusivity deal's up with the 1 year, like there can be like a negotiation part with them and PlayStation. You know what I mean? Right. Like, hey, look, this is our game now, blah blah blah.
Yeah, they don't have to sign any more deals,
right?
And just be like, yeah, no.
And then PlayStation can be dicks, like, okay, well, you can't do it for 3 more months. You know what I mean? And who knows exactly how it's going to play out. But Microsoft could potentially buy out a portion of that deal at that point. You know what I mean? Like, okay, look, we'll go ahead and do this. We'll pay like a fine of like $100,000 or something like that, or whatever.
That's not worth it for that game coming out like a year later on Game Pass. I don't know if that'd be worth it to buy out the contract at the end.
I agree. No. I think they'll just be fine waiting and putting it in Game Pass when it can be. It will eventually be there. I hope that it's September. That would be amazing.
When you have like a slow month like next year or sometime next month or next year when you have a slow month, whenever that is, because right now I don't know when that would be, but then you just drop that in there.
Yeah. I think, man, it would be awesome. I wonder what the odds are. Like 50-50. I'm 50-50. If we'll see Deathloop in Game Pass this year.
Yeah, I think I'm 50-50 too.
Psycho's like 90. Are you 90% Psycho?
Yeah.
What?
Psycho's got inside knowledge.
Right.
It's coming, damn it.
Deathloop on Game Pass this year.
Well, like I said, it depends on what the whole contract was. If it's just a 1 year, I don't see them waiting 3 months. Like that was for whatever the fucking game was.
Resident Evil, I think.
Reasonable 8. So I don't think it's going to be something like that. I think it's because it's Microsoft. I think they're going to be like, this is it. When it's over, we'll give you, X amount of days before, weeks or month, maybe a month before it goes into Game Pass. But we'll probably after the 14th of September, I think we'll start hearing about it. And then they're going to implement the FSR 2.0, unless they're already doing that right now, to get ready so they can just hit a button and drop it into Game Pass. And it's going to be the first FSR 2.0 game for console.
Naraka may beat it, brother.
That it could.
Naraka.
It could. So we'll see. As I know that a lot of the advertisements and everything for FSR 2.0 is promoting Deathloop like crazy.
Yeah, correct.
For console. Oh, not for console, but for PC. But it's also coming to console because everything is marketing with Xbox and PC are the the RDNA 2 architecture consoles, and where they can build games like that. So yeah, man. I mean,
Deathloop could also be like December of this year, maybe, just to like get it out for just before the holidays, get some sales with that.
Yeah,
it could. I mean,
that's going to be their last slow month, pretty much.
Yeah, and that'll be like their one true first party game that is released this year. Technically, it was already. I mean, it came out on PS5 last year, but for Xbox, it's finally its first party finally being on in Game Pass. So, and it's really, I think that's the only other than what is it?
Pentiment.
I think that's the only first party that's out.
Just As Dusk Falls, which is is second party. It's like it's a
Second party.
published.
right. It's Microsoft published, so they consider it first party game, right? Like,
Okay. So there's technically 3, 1 AAA and 2
if we get
triple
Deathloop,
I.
right?
Yeah.
Triple I.
You know, overall though, Mav, I think with the shows coming up, I think there's still a lot to be shown because a lot of people didn't show up at E3, right? So kind of like the Nacon show the other day kind of surprised us. I think I'm going to just be looking forward to possible third parties showing up and surprising us with something we weren't expecting, right? Out of the blue, like RoboCop showing off so well. You know, that kind of stuff. I think that for the rest of the year here, that's where I'm focused on. Outside of like the VGAs, which we know Microsoft's going to bring something big, probably Hellblade 2 game footage finally, but I think that's going to be the big deal. Like Chris Jones, shout out to you, brother. You pointed out in the chat, you know, 505 Games is going to have a huge presence at Gamescom. They've already announced that. So these third parties that we don't know what they've been working on, that they've got a lot of teams. I mean, Embracer Group still has a ton of stuff to show that they haven't shown anywhere, right? And we know that's going to be coming to consoles, so a lot of it. So that's the stuff that that I'm kind of expecting for the rest of the year here. We're going to get probably some nice, really, nice surprises that we're like, whoa, either end of this year or maybe early next year, 2023 releases. I'm not looking so much from Xbox anymore for this year, but we'll see.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
I would say Halo update at Gamescom, but I'm not going to put any money on that.
I don't know. I mean, when is the Forge mode supposed to launch, or the beta?
September.
So it's a potential glimpse at that, but I don't know. They didn't show up at the Xbox Bethesda showcase, so.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Are you okay?
He's going into his fever dreams right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't mind me. I'm just going into fever dreams.
Yeah, Mr. Constant COVID here in the
right. Oh my God.
Start calling you Sicky from here on out.
Hey, it's Sicky, the vitamin boy.
Are you sure you're taking vitamins?
Yeah.
I moved to Florida and I get nothing but I've been getting sick.
Possibly got allergies.
All those new Florida germs you haven't.
I've never had.
Stop kissing the alligators.
I know. It's different down there, man.
Hey, those gators
Something in the water.
My thumb up their ass. They love it.
Okay.
Whatever you're into with the gators.
All right.
They do have signs down there that say "Don't molest gators." So
They do.
Did they really?
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
Do
Yes.
not molest the gators.
Yes.
I wish
Is that a thing? Like
That's a thing.
It's Florida.
Florida.
Everything's a thing.
Yes.
How do you molest a gator? Like, I never mind. I don't.
Very carefully. Very carefully.
You hold their mouth and then you take your thumb.
See, Psycho's already knows. He's already trained down there. Look at him.
Wow.
They give you a pamphlet when you show up to Florida to be like, this is.
Yeah, it's in the welcome center when you come down. How to molest gators.
I'm never going to Florida again. That's for damn sure. I don't know, man. I won't go there wearing a gator outfit. That's for sure. Like,
yeah. You see Mev showing up in a gator costume. Hey, I'm here. What's going on?
Hey, Psycho, get your thumb out of my ass, dude. What's going on?
I think the funniest one I saw about that in Florida was like someone got pissed off that their like Wendy's order was wrong and they just threw a gator through the drive-thru.
Yeah, that was down there as well.
What?
Yes. A live gator. They threw it through the drive-thru window.
But they just carry it around in their car, like.
Yeah, they had a little gator. It wasn't like a big one. It was a little gator, but they just
I
had
would
it in their
imagine
car
a
and
big
threw
one
it.
would be hard to throw through a drive-through window.
Yeah, no, you ain't throwing a big gator.
No. Well,
Gave me the wrong order.
yeah, shout out to Chris who's talking about, he sent us a DM about 505 is going to be at Gamescom as well. So now we know Ubisoft and 505. Has anybody else announced that they're going to be at Gamescom that we know about?
I'm sure there's a full list somewhere already.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of more just like whoever wants to show up at Gamescom is kind of how it's usually been.
Yeah. It's going to be a huge, massive in-person event for gaming in a while, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, normally
Gamescom
they
has
show
more people than
More than
E3 does.
500 companies have signed up for Gamescom.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
Yeah.
Like normally Xbox shows off their like controllers or like some sort of new service or something like that, Game Pass related. So I'm kind of hoping we might see like
So,
a Series
Version
3 Elite or something like
Yeah.
that, or
Elite
or
3.
maybe we hear about the family plan
Yeah.
for Game Pass or something like that. Would love to hear about a DVR.
That's another thing we
fix.
need to hear about is the family plan because they did announce it.
Yep.
That
Yeah,
could be a
that's something
Gamescom
that they
thing.
need- Yeah, they definitely need to pick an event to talk about it before the holidays type of thing. So, but
Right.
man, oh man.
So they've got Xbox 2K, Razer, Sega Europe, THQ Nordic. They what the hell? Ubisoft and Warner Brothers are all going to be there.
Right on. You might
Like
need
I
to
said,
close a tab or two.
Yeah,
Pong.
you're botting a
Third-party
little
stuff.
bit.
Yeah.
It seems like for some reason when you have tabs
Okay.
open. Yeah. Sorry, man. I
You
know.
guys hear anything I said?
And we
Beep,
saw we heard a few
beep.
words.
Update
Yeah, it's fine.
coming soon. Yeah.
I heard
Warner
I
Bros.
heard Razer.
Warner Brothers acquired. That's all we heard.
Warner Brothers acquired.
Okay. Xbox 2K,
Mhm.
Xbox 2K, Razer, Sega Europe, THQ Nordic, Ubisoft, Bandai Namco, and Warner Brothers.
Okay.
So those are some of the major ones.
Wow, that's bigger than
Nice.
E3. I mean,
Well, it doesn't mean they're gonna show anything like really big. It just means they're there.
yeah,
Right.
but I mean that's a lot of the
But a lot of
third-party
them haven't done
publishers.
anything this year yet.
Yeah.
So
I'm expecting Gamescom now to be like with Ubisoft being there with Namkai. Namkai dead. They did it again.
Oh my
damn
God.
Kai Bando, here we go again.
Yeah. The damn
I'll
Kai
never
Bando show.
outlive that one. Namco Bandai, or Bandai Namco, whatever the hell you want to say.
Not when you keep saying it.
Usually
Namco
in the-
Bando.
In the past, Gamescom has been a thing where they like it's a free event for the public to attend, so it's a way for the public to like get their hands on a lot of games to like
Yeah.
build the hype around the community. That's usually kind of what Gamescom has been. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good. I think it'll be a good time in August. I think we're gonna as a swell of like. I don't think it's gonna be like a bunch of big showcase shows, but I think there's gonna be a lot of news like coming out and like a lot of new trailers and stuff like that just randomly. EA still got to do their thing too, which is supposed to be coming up as well. So
They may do smaller shows just on individual games.
I
think.
agree with you.
Yeah.
But what else do we have to expect from them? I mean, no Need for Speed, and we got Madden. Anything else coming from EA this year that we can think of?
Star Wars Jedi Orders early next year.
Survivor, yeah,
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Survivor.
yeah, that's next.
And whatever FIFA's new name is, isn't that coming as well? Soccer club or
Yeah.
football
Oh, the
club.
the football club, football or what's the EAFC? Is it
Manager.
EA Football Club? I think is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be there. And what about the NCAA game? College
Is,
football.
I don't
That
even know if
needs to
that's
be there.
even this year or not. Who the hell knows about
I think
that?
it's this
Like,
year. It's got to be.
It needs
it's-
to be this year.
Definitely.
No, I think it's
like it's-
2023.
Yeah.
Well, but they call they're like this next Madden is Madden 23. So
I know what you're saying, but I think it's for the
you think it'd be
following year. I
college
don't think
football
it's ready this year.
24?
Yeah.
Okay, that sucks. I hope not, but you may
got-
be right. You may be right. Well, guys,
PGA Tour.
Ooh, get excited for that one.
Hey, a lot of people played it last
Yeah, I
year.
know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
PGA
that was
2K.
really popular last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Actually,
It
Yeah.
was. I saw a lot of people in my, friends list playing that, and they were doing tournaments, betting. I was like, God, it's like fucking real life golf. You guys, because you couldn't go golfing, so people were virtually doing it.
Oh, they got
Eh, eh.
Dragon Age possibly.
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get another update from them on Dragon Age, but like
Yeah.
I think the next time we might see that might be like at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Like,
think
with the big
was it
trailer.
like they usually do it on Mass Effect Day, which is what like November 7th is when they usually put that stuff out. Is Dragon
Right.
Age and Mass Effect news. At least that's when they did it last year.
Mhm.
Okay.
And don't forget Sims 4, the high school years, is also coming in.
Oh yeah.
So-
I gotta
Oh,
mark
boy.
that one on my calendar.
Yeah. Relive our glory days.
Yeah, it's like
Jasper
ooh,
can go
another
back to
$40
last
pack.
year.
Yes, that's right.
Like, how
Now I
many
got
packs do they
a
have The Sims
almost got a
already?
10-year anniversary coming up with that.
For your high school?
Whoa.
Yeah. 2 years from now, it'll be 10 years.
You
since
should
I
record a
graduated.
bunch of...
I
Are you
was waiting
going
for
to
7
that?
years from now. It's going to be my 10-year anniversary. That's great.
I would love like a Jasper's live stream of his like high school reunion like visit.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm sure there's gonna be like 5 people that show up to that.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be surprised, man.
They all sleep over at his house every weekend. What are you talking
Whoa, what?
Guys, is there anything else we're talking about? I mean, like for real though, I there's been so much news. I know we got the news that E3's coming back, you know,
Yes.
in a big way. I mean, it's a year away though, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, we can go ahead and talk about it a little bit, but like,
There's some interesting Halo news. I don't know if you saw that.
what is the interesting Halo news, Jasper?
For MCC, they're adding cut content that was cut from Halo 1 and 2 into MCC. So they're adding new vehicles, new there's like a Wasp thing for Halo 2, a new tank. They're also adding the E3 demo mission apparently from Halo 2 into the game. So that's kind of
So
cool.
we're
They're
getting lots more MCC content.
yeah.
That's great news.
No, I did think for Halo Infinite they were doing oh, I just saw the fucking tweet today. Some new content they're going to be talking about soon. Fuck. It was new weapon and something else. Oh my god, I wish I fucking
What game?
saw that. Halo
For
Infinite.
Infinite.
A new weapon?
New
There's
weapon.
rumors that they're adding the DMR, but it's just still rumors. It might just be a forged thing. or
I
whatever,
saw a leak of a weapon that had been prototyped for Infinite,
Yeah, those
but
two
I don't know.
prototype weapons.
Right.
I saw. No, this was they were. I just saw yesterday.
There's so many prototype weapons in that. There's like the fuel
Today.
rod. There's even other stuff
Mhm.
that that's not in the full game.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
probably see 'em
all
eventually.
coded in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and that like that one mission that we saw that I posted in our chats. Well, and plus I think a couple. I forget the guy who posted it, but it's that one mission they kind of cut out where it was been a lot of about Cortana. It was like a heavy Cortana base that they cut out, story base for Infinite. So I'm guessing that these are being leaked, possibly because that's the new DLC campaign. They're probably going to be more of a Cortana, like her story.
If we get anything with campaign, it's going to be like 2024.
No, I'm
Well,
not saying
you do-
tomorrow, but I'm just saying
There's some more story coming out this year. Did you guys see that though?
Are you talking
On
about
August
like the
9th?
cutscenes?
No, the new novel's coming out, Rubicon
Oh.
Protocol. So there's gonna be some more story, so you guys can just go read for a change, right? And you'll have some more Halo story. That'll be awesome.
I need somebody to teach me how first, Pong.
Get the
That's
books on
probably
tape.
pretty true, actually. Yeah. Audio map, tape.
Yep.
What year
Yeah.
is this?
I
Psycho,
I
are you
actually
okay?
did try listening to some audiobooks of Halo, and like the way the guy was presenting it was just like I can't listen to it.
Master Chief is going down into the Covenant's hallway. Mm.
Why is he Yoda?
Yeah.
Why is Yoda reading Halo? That'd be a little strange.
Yeah, you know, it's a different type of new narration for Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, crossover. Star Wars Halo crossover.
Yeah,
Let's
you
go.
know. We gotta start somewhere
Yeah.
before
do.
we see the armor coming into the Halo games.
Hey, it was pretty cool to see the former Bungie director, though, Paul Bertone, is back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For 3. So that was a
Yeah.
big
Oh, yeah.
move. Joseph Staten seems to be going and collecting some of the
Oldies.
good old boys club to bring them back and try
Yeah.
to do something here. So that was actually good news, though. That's pretty cool that he's coming
Yeah.
back. So
Watch him be like, and we're at 343. We're making a new game. Something we've always been. They just copy Destiny.
Yeah.
oh my god.
And we
The
also
right
see
way.
like certain affinities getting closer and closer to like Xbox and Microsoft right now. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I would not be surprised at some point with an announcement of an acquisition there, but they're pretty much only going to be working with Microsoft and their own stuff right now. The one thing that makes me question like if that would happen is because they have so much other stuff they're doing on their own that they're pushing right now. Like they have like these NFT games and stuff they're doing that's like separate projects and things like that. But they are working on it's supposed to be a new game with Xbox. It's like that Monster Hunter style game or whatever, Project Suerte. And then they're also doing content on Halo constantly. And they also talked about this new potential battle royale is a rumor that they're doing or whatever. So
there's so many leaks for that with Halo at this point.
Yeah,
just go ahead and announce it.
It's just question, when is that coming? Because the original rumors were like potentially later this year. So now I'm thinking it's not going to be.
Yeah, I think it was was it Grub or Jez? One of them said
I think
it was supposed to be between season 3 or 4 or something like that.
I think it was Jez, but like he didn't say he was sure on that. He just says like he potentially. So I'm thinking next year probably for that now. What I would assume.
Maybe a trailer at the Game Awards for it and drops next year.
You think so? All right. Or it could be a surprise drop. Right? Like maybe they would do the surprise free to play, battle royale game drop, kind of like what Apex did. It worked out for them with that game. So maybe, if maybe they could be potentially thinking, well, if we talk about this a lot, there's going to be so much like questions and people aren't going to like this or people aren't going to like that. They're going to complain about this, complain about that. And if they just drop it, it'll just be a big surprise. And everybody's just so damn excited that they don't get wrapped up into all of this like negativity about it. And that's what worked with Apex pretty well, right? Like you start like announcing a game too soon and then you release a lot of information and you're always going to have a large amount of people that doesn't like something about whatever it is you're making. Right. And then there's a chance that could catch on really loud or not, but if it gets too loud, then it can cause problems with the development even, I would say. So sometimes it makes sense to shadow drop those things, especially on a free to play monetized type experience. Right. So, Fuzzy, did you anything else that stood out to you this week or gaming wise or anything that you wanted to touch on?
I think it was just, I guess the collector's edition for God of War no longer has a physical disc.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah,
I mean,
which
Wolfenstein did that too, so it's whatever.
Yeah, I think for now, especially considering both platforms have like digital only consoles, I think the way of the physical disc is going to start being like a limited production run, kind of like the way they're doing for like Psychonauts, type of thing moving forward. I said this long ago when those consoles were first announced. I figured holiday 23 is going to be the last year of you really finding physical disc as a regular thing, or with each drop of a game that they really push as
it's
$400
bundle, right? The $400 God of War Special Edition doesn't come with the game. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So
usually there's like a $200 and a $400 one, but I think
none of them come with the game.
Yeah, I think those two
more and more of these like extra high tier
the extra high ones usually don't come with
the physical disc. I think I think Assassin's Creed was one of the ones that got some flack for it before. Personally, I haven't made a big deal about any of the Xbox ones before, so I don't care to make a big deal about this one on God of War. It just seems like it's just a thing that they're doing now. I don't understand. I don't buy any of those anyway, personally. And if I were to be buying it, I'd be buying it for the collector pieces, not necessarily the game disc, which you're getting a license for the digital version. I would actually probably personally prefer that. Myself, because if I'm buying the statues and shit, that's all I want. But I feel like I'm limited to the game disc because then I have to put it in the damn tray every time I want to play the damn game.
Also, the thing with the God of War one is you get like the Mjolnir hammer, but it's like I would just rather have the one from the Marvel universe, not the God of War Mjolnir hammer.
Is it like different? Is it like a shittier version or something? So Aaron says, dude, can we please talk about that news outlets are reporting that Kojima assassinated Shinzo? I legit don't know where they came up with this story, but they're pushing it.
That started out in Greece.
Yeah.
It started from a political party in Greece that posted the news of the assassination, and they were posting pictures of the dude who actually did it getting tackled, and then right after that, they had Kojima standing in front of course, a Che Guevara poster with his Soviet Union hat on or whatever the hell he did at the time. So yeah, then they started posting that and then ran with it like that was legit. Like nobody was gonna notice that was Kojima. Like nobody knows who Kojima is.
Well, they probably didn't even know what they were taking it. Like
Probably
a photo of.
Who knows? No, it was crazy.
There's like,
it was crazy.
here's some Japanese dude. Let's put him on the cover.
No, they probably Google search Japanese communists or something, and that's the first picture that came up. So,
That's funny.
Welcome to the internet, everybody. Isn't it great? It's just fantastic. It's so ridiculous, but they got called out right away. It didn't take very long. So, yeah, Kotaku made sure to write an article, of course. So, that was pretty funny. Just some kind of quick hitters, just so everybody who's listening, if you guys haven't been paying attention, you guys want the Matrix Awakens demo.
Yeah.
That's going to be delisted on the 9th. So this weekend, tomorrow. Okay. So if you want the Matrix Awakens demo, you got to download it and keep it. So if you got an extra hard drive or whatever the case may be, if you think you want to hold on to it, kind of like everybody who held on to the PT demo on their PlayStations, I was dumb enough to erase mine, which was stupid. But anyways, you got to go get that downloaded. And then in September, everybody who's been holding back, or maybe you played it, maybe you stopped playing it for a little bit, whatever the case may be, but I think it's an underrated game. I'm going to be hopping back into it, but Biomutant is getting a free current gen upgrade for both series consoles and for PlayStation 5. 4K 60 on the Series X, and 1440 60 on the Series S, I believe is what they said. So, but a free update, and that comes out September 6th.
I love free updates.
So just be aware of those two. Yes, free updates are amazing.
Didn't they say ray tracing as well for that, or no?
I did not see ray tracing, but I could have been wrong. I looked through it real quick, and for anybody who's confused, because there was a lot of nonsense on Twitter today, as always, on both sides of the table. No, the PlayStation 5 is getting the exact same upgrade as the Series console. Okay, the PlayStation 5 is not running at 30 frames. All right, so just so y'all know. So just be aware of that. So,
but Twitter said so, Pong.
Yeah, I know.
They also said that Keighley moved the date back for the awards show this year.
Right. Yes, that nonsense was going on today as well. Yeah. Yes, all nonsense, but everybody's getting the same thing. So you can get native 4K, and I think that it's not a lock 60. Okay, so it's going to run. They said average. I think it's between like 48 and 55 or something like that, up to 60. So, but they're going to have different settings for everybody. So if you got a VRR TV, it's going to do well for you on this one. But Biomutant is an underrated game, and I think more people should give it a try. You just got to get past the first hour, like Mav could not for a while there. So, but it's actually really good.
Quick, smaller news: EA shutting down Army of Two servers, and Lollipop Chainsaw is getting a remake. I think, right?
That's true. Lollipop Chainsaw, that was a big one. Yes. Finally, Lollipop Chainsaw coming back. Everybody, we'll see how they do though, because the licensed music is bye-bye.
And
so we're gonna have to see what they replace it with.
Nothing to do with it. So.
Correct, and Suda, of course, does not have anything to do with it as well. It's just so I'm okay with it. There's a chance that it is good. Again, without the licensed music, I'm questioning what they're going to replace it with, because the licensed music was a big part of that game, if you've ever played it. And then also if they're going to censor it at all, because this was an older game, and there was stuff in there that might not fly in 2022 anymore. So we'll see if they stay true to it. I've got my 360 version because of that. So, but I'm happy that they're attempting to bring it back, because I think this game deserves a sequel. And it's just never going to happen, probably, because Grasshopper is just not doing that kind of stuff anymore. Suda just does not seem interested, unless somebody pays him. But I don't think Phil's can pay now.
You can't do it.
Kinda in some ways, but it's a great game. It's a fantastic game. IGN wrote up an article on that remake too, and they couldn't help themselves. But after talking about the game and how there's a big fan base for it, and a lot of people are excited for it, and they go, But as you could see from our review of the original version, and it was like whatever they gave it, I think they gave it like a 6 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10 or something like that. And they could not help but, obviously plug themselves that we didn't think the game was good. The game's great. Game is fun as hell. So I don't care. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, lots of good games actually dropping randomly in Game Pass and stuff right now. Also, like, just shout out to the surprises that we get, randomly. What was the game called that we got a couple days ago? Solasta.
Yeah, Solasta.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to checking that
Tactics.
out.
I downloaded that.
Have you played it yet, Psycho?
No, I downloaded it. I downloaded it yesterday, but I haven't feel well enough to. I was just sitting in bed.
I'm still creating characters, Mav. So
yeah, I haven't even launched it. I haven't launched it yet. I'm gonna maybe play it tomorrow. For sure.
On a single player game, you can have up to a party of 4. So they've got pre-created characters, but of course me, the D&D freak that I am from back in the day, I got to go in and I got to make my own characters again because it's so much fun doing that. So that's what I'm doing right now. So, but it's awesome so far.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to hopefully going to this E3 show next year. As I'm hoping for, crossing my fingers, see if we can't make it happen. And it'll be interesting, like having the Keighley versus E3 battle next year. It's interesting that I've noticed him tweeting immediately after E3 does every single time, even when like this past year when like they canceled their show, like immediately he like posts that they're having this show. Then a couple months ago, or right after, not a couple months ago, right after all the showcases and stuff, E3 announced that they're going to be back next year, and then Keighley immediately says that he's going to, and then it just like yesterday, they announced this other thing, and then Keighley does again immediately after. It's
before
crazy.
He like talked about all that. After the E3 week ended, like last month or whatever, he had his own like live stream where he was doing like Q&A with the community, and he's talked about this like, yeah, we're already in the plans for next year's show. We have no idea when E3 is if it's gonna happen or whatever. So like he doesn't know like what's going on there. He's just doing his own thing. Like if E3 happens, it's whatever.
Right, but it's what I'm saying is marketing wise. Whenever E3 makes a tweet, he immediately goes to make a tweet.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, he doesn't know what they're doing because he's out of the loop with them now.
Yeah.
Right. He may hear potential things. I would assume.
Yeah.
When you're that connected. But I find it like I don't know why it's so annoying. It's almost like annoying, like that he's doing that to me, because he did it like when E3 got canceled this past year. Immediately followed it with a tweet promoting his show, right? Then again, when they said they're coming back next year, immediately followed it with his tweet saying that, oh, we'll be back next year too. And then again, when E3 just made the post that they're partnering with I forget the name of the group.
PAX.
The PAX people, the company that does PAX. They're partnering with them for next year's show, and they will be back, and confirming again that there'll be an in-person event. Immediately after that, again, Keighley makes his post saying that they will be back again next year for an in-person event. So
It's like, don't forget me. Don't forget me.
He's doing it, but like almost out of spite or something, or like to take advantage of the conversation when it's happening, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, like it just is like annoying to me for some reason. I don't know what.
Weird.
Well, the funny thing is,
it's smart marketing. It's just like kind of backhanded, like.
Yeah, but how smart is it when you annoy the fuck out of your customers?
Well, no, I mean
that's the entire GameStop thing. It's like, hey, welcome to GameStop. Would you like to add a $5 plus charge to get a warranty on it? It's like, no, just give me the damn game.
No, but I think the big thing now is he may want to, this might be, I'm not going to make it as a prediction, but this might be the last year of Summer Games Fest, because the PAX people have been doing a bang up job with the PAX, events and things like that. So he may want to consider, bending that knee and, partnering with them again. I know originally he was part of the whole E3 thing, and then, they split ways because of disagreements or what have you. But now that the PAX people are running it, I think they're basically going to wipe the floor with his Summer Games
Yeah.
Fest. So if he's smart, which she seems to at least be marketing smart, I think it's time to see about partnering with them and go from there, because I don't think anybody's going to be paying attention to him unless he can get exclusive Sony stuff or something along those lines.
I kind of
That's
disagree
not it.
because he has his partners with the Game Awards, so all he's gonna do is call him up and be like, "Hey, you want to do something for next
Yeah.
year's summer show?" Like he has his connections. Like
Yeah,
he's not
but
gonna be hurting, and he'll lose money if he partners with them because he's gonna lose that sponsorship deals. He's not gonna get The Rock being like, "Hey, buy my energy drink on Summer Games Fest or whatever."
Yeah, that he
Yeah,
couldn't even
but-
take the time to step out of his
Yeah.
gym to do.
Well, see, that's
Good
the
on you,
thing.
Rock.
Like what he had this year on the Summer Game Fest, it was like it felt like it could have ended like 30 minutes sooner. Like he just didn't have much of anything to show, and he had what's his name come out and say to plug his NFT bullshit. Whatever, you know who I'm talking about, the
Troy
voice
Baker?
actor. Yeah, like let's bring out
Yeah.
Troy again, and here's his NFT shit. It's like, come on, like it's like, all right, if you don't have it, if you don't have the content, what it sucks.
Well,
but-
the content to him is the devs actually talking about their game. That's like he actually likes that because
I don't think so. I think that's filler for him too, man. I think he didn't have enough. Like I honestly think that this year was the year that for him to seize the moment. Now I don't dislike the guy. Like I think he's good for the gaming industry. I appreciate everything he does to try and have these shows and stuff. Because guess what? Like it would have sucked a lot more this year without that. But I do think that this year was his chance to seize the opportunity and really have the big successful major show. And I'm just being real. The Summer Game Fest show, which was supposed to be the big spectacle show that he put on this year, was a huge fucking letdown. It was like the biggest disappointment of the entire summer of gaming news for me was Summer Game Fest show, right? That was supposed to be the replacement for the E3 for all the big publishers and everything to come and showcase their games and all of that stuff, right? We knew Microsoft was going to have their show. He failed to get anybody else major involved with that. He failed
But Mav, we got Troy Baker multiple times talking
he
like
had
he was
to
on a
get
podcast.
Troy Baker to talk about his shit for like, and, he didn't even need filler. It was just that he thought it was awesome that he's able to get Troy Baker on this show, so he gave him all this time.
Yeah.
Like it's just like you wouldn't see that at a fucking E3 showcase with the games. I mean, you would see it behind the scenes interviews and stuff like that, right? Like
on the
that'd be-
IGN
on
stage or the
stages and-
G4 stage, right? Yeah.
not like on stage at your big showcase have a fucking podcast with Troy Baker. Like I don't want to see that, twice. And it wasn't just that. I mean, it lacked the huge announcement, it lacked the huge reveal, and it also lacked a lot of like major publishers games throughout the show. Like there was no Ubisoft there was no EA there was no anybody like that's a major publisher. There was a lot of like
He had some decent stuff there, though.
there was stuff there was good
Well,
there
his
was stuff
big
we
announcement
liked,
got leaked, I think.
but
Yeah,
it
whole
was
Last
not
of
it was
Us.
not a replacement for E3.
No, by no means.
By no means.
No. He dropped the ball trying to take. If he was trying to pick up the slack, which we all discussed, we thought he was
Yeah, he
going
was
to try
trying.
to
He
pick up the
was
slack.
trying to become the new place. I mean, he even promoted it like that. This is the new big thing in summer gaming news and stuff. And I just like, with all due respect, it was a big letdown for me for what he did. And instead, it just ended up being a bunch of random third-party digital showcases that were all smaller tier stuff, right? And then his Summer Game Fest was supposed to be the big show, failed to meet any kind of people's expectations. And now you have E3 coming back saying we're back next year, and you immediately see Keighley, we are too. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, okay, man, you had your chance, right? Like, I think it's going to be interesting to see them both. I think maybe it gives an opportunity. Maybe you'll see some like two sides, like okay, these publishers are gonna go with Keighley and these publishers are gonna go with like E3, right? But I don't foresee his show in the summer ever becoming what I thought it could be.
A lot of
now.
publishers don't even go with E3 the past few years. They've already done their own thing, so it's like
Well, that's true,
E3
but
coming back, it will still be.
But it's going to be a
E3
big
coming-
in-person show again. I think they're going to have the big stage shows with the audiences and stuff like that.
I think the biggest thing out of next year's E3 is since they're partnering with PAX, it's going to be more of an in-person event. I think that's going to be the actual big news out of next year's E3, not like companies coming back to them. I think you'll see like maybe smaller games like one-on-one, like maybe Gearbox will have something there, stuff like that. But E3, EA, Ubisoft is still going to do their own stage.
I'm thinking we're going to see, but those stages were even like what they weren't technically part or not part of E3. They still were part of E3, like with the big in-stage audiences. You know what I mean? Like I think we're going to see like more in-person audience attended conferences next year, like with an audience reaction and stuff to everything being shown. Like I miss that. You know, that's what makes the Game Awards pretty cool. Is you actually have a little bit of that there. You know,
I think personally it could return to form, honestly. And I think because people had lost faith in the ESA, right? The actual board.
Yeah.
I think that they had lost faith that they knew how to put on a good show. We heard all the time how disorganized it was. We heard how the journalists were unhappy about, their setup when they got to E3 over the past few years. So I think that is it Repop or what is it called? Repop, yeah. So if they can come in and they can bring back some of the professionalism and they can get this organized and they take the reins and they say, look, this is not how we're going to do E3 anymore. We're going to get back to the old E3s. And they put, yes, it's going to be an in-person event. So yes, the regular gamers showing up is going to be a big deal. But at the same time, if behind the scenes, they can get to all these companies and say, look, you want the old E3 back again, how we're going to do this and lay it all out. And they give them reason to believe in E3 again and have the hype of all the gamers wanting to come back to this one time of the year, this Christmas for gamers. I think that they could turn E3 back around. Now, whether or not sustainable, whether or not that kind of shine wears off down the road over the next few years, maybe it does. But I think for this one, I think they potentially could entice the EAs, the Ubisofts to come back and maybe just maybe even Sony to show back up here at some point to present the wares. I think just a lot of people lost faith that board knew what they were doing and they could put on a big show that was going to be productive and worthwhile for them to spend the money to show up at E3. But I think this could change that. I do believe that I have faith that this company could do that because PAX has been so successful and they've done so many other things. They do the Star Wars celebration as well, which has been hugely successful from a commercial standpoint and from a fan standpoint. So I think they could drive some of these companies back. I see that as a possibility. So not gonna say 100%.
I think that just depends on how much they charge for a booth. Like E3 was apparently
100,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Ridiculous amounts, right? But like the big publishers can afford that. They're not like necessarily gonna it's up to them if they feel like it's worth it or not. But I feel like if the showcase is good enough and there's a big enough spectacle about it, that would determine if the price is worth it. How much coverage is it gonna get, right? Like,
right.
They're gonna be able to do their digital shows on YouTube regardless if they do attend anything or not. But I feel like there's potentially with these people doing it, I think that there's more of a chance that you could see some of the other publishers involved again. I hope so. I want to see, as far as like the show, like I want to go and I want to walk the show floor and see fucking Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, EA, Ubisoft, Activision, freaking, I want to see everybody. You know what I mean?
If you want to do that, you're gonna need a time machine, brother.
I know. I probably so, right? But maybe we'll see the best version of what that could be possibly today. You know, that's what I'm hoping for. We'll see. I don't think Keely's capable of doing anything on that scale, right? Like,
no, he would just do his
no,
own
he
show.
kind of showed that he's not, which I thought
Yes.
he was ready to take the next step, but it doesn't
not
appear
ready.
to be.
Well,
no, he's not ready.
He's not renting out a convention center for people. He's just doing it.
it looked like he rented. I saw the pictures on Twitter. It looked like he rented out a bed and breakfast and had a big screen TV in the living room. It was like, hey, guys, check out these games. No, it did look pretty cool and fancy. To be real, it looked like something I would have liked to have been at. But like,
It was his cousin's warehouse, in Jersey. You know, they got the showcase and they got the people.
But
and they got to bring the people in, and yeah.
What would be interesting is if they could rebrand E3 from like, from just being the game show and turn it into an entertainment show with as much reach as this Reedpop has got. What if they combined it and you had like you had all forms of entertainment. You had comic,
like
you had a comic
Geek
section.
Central. Yeah.
Geek Central, like you had movie
That should be
section.
the name
and some
of
of
the
the movie
show.
companies come up.
Geek Central. Let's go.
Geek
I think you're
Central.
talking about Comic-Con there.
Right. But I'm just saying, make this like the Mecca, right? If they could rebrand it and make this the Mecca, not just for gaming, but for like the summer of entertainment, right? Where everybody shows up to see the latest and greatest, and you get fans from all walks of life again coming in there. That'd be pretty sweet.
If you're going to do it, you got to do it in Vegas just for space purposes. Because I looking at the convention center in LA, there's just not enough room for all of it.
Right. Yeah. You could call it the physical meta.
Well, I mean, E3 that's what it's, isn't it? It's what that stands for, Electronic Entertainment Expo. So
correct. Electronic Entertainment Expo. Right.
So there you go. You can have all that.
But you just take the electronic off and you just make it everything. Right?
Entertainment
That
Expo.
would be so damn cool.
Yeah.
Entertainment Expo.
E squared.
E2.
E
squared.
E squared.
How about the Everything Entertainment Expo?
Yeah, Everything Entertainment Expo.
Or just add everything to the front of that so you have E4, so it's better because there's another number after it now. We made it even better by one. You know what? Fuck it. Put extreme at the end of it too, and then you have E5.
E5.
And then give it neon colors. And then bring out like all these super celebrities and like have them partying and that'd be your whole advertising. Yeah, it'd be like Ubisoft games.
And they could give you a Sam Fisher NFT when you walk in the door.
Right.
That'd be great.
Scan your pass, get a free NFT.
They can announce the show at an abandoned warehouse via a video.
Jeff Keighley's face. Shock.
They'll be like, come into E5. We're gonna have all the greatest, and you see like just a random executive standing in a warehouse with
DJs with raving going on
with old train tracks next to it, and the graffiti everywhere, because it's edgy and it's cool and it's what the new age of gamer likes to see, and everybody gets free in-game currency if they attend.
Yes.
It needs USB-C and regular USB charging ports everywhere.
Starlink will be a sponsor, so don't worry about it. Elon's going to be a part of it. It's going to be great.
He just announced that you can do that on boats now.
Yes, he did. They got boat version of Starlink now. That is true. It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah. You can be in the middle of the ocean and get internet now.
I better go on the Twitters while I'm.
I got to post my selfie as we're getting hit by the rogue wave. That's going to be my last post.
Yo, I'm just hanging out in the Pacific Ocean. We got 18 footers over here. Just check it out.
The one thing I'll say about Elon Musk is I like how he just comes up with just random like pop culture geek type names for like the stuff that he's into, like Cybertruck.
Ludicrous Speed is from. He does a lot of Spaceballs.
Starlink.
Yes.
His car lineup is sexy. It's the Model S, the Model what do you call it? The Model E, the Model X, the Model Y. Yep. But instead of E, because I guess Ford still had the copyright, he made it the Model 3, which is a backwards E. I guess you could say.
So he's got the Ford has got the copyright on E.
Yeah, the Model E. Yeah.
Oh, Model E. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. E4 is E cubed, Psycho.
Yeah,
or E quad. E quad.
Yeah, E quad. It's E quad dreadful. Come on.
Right on. Well, guys, there's not a lot of news, and we got to talk about quite a bit of stuff though. 2 hours and 20 minutes into the show, and that's gonna do it for the show. So I appreciate everybody in the chat hanging out. We had a blast as always. So thank you for being here. And I want to get everybody out of here with some outros for our amazing panelist here. Pong Soul, since you were the last one to get here, you can be the first one to leave. Okay. Encyclopedia of Gaming, dating back to the very first game ever created. Where can everybody find you, sir?
Oh my God, it was great to be here. Like I said, sorry I was late, everybody, but I get real life is what it is now. So this is where I'm at, but I was happy to join you, brothers. It was awesome to be here, get in this last little over hour and a half in with you all, of course, on a Friday night. Best place to be right here, Fun Speculations Kingdom, and joining Xbox Ultimate. So thank you all, brothers. Appreciate every single one of you for all your takes and all the laughs and everything else that we have here. It's the best time. And chat, you all freaking amazing. All of you just keep showing up, even on the weeks when there's not a whole lot of news. Here you all are still listening to us. A lot of you were joining me and Mav last night on PM and the PM. Again, these shows are nothing without you. So thank you all for being here. Nothing but love and respect for each one of you. And again, please, all of you, anybody still here, continue with the thoughts, prayers, energy for Assassin Lupa. We want her to be healthy and get well soon. So please continue to do that. Again, if you haven't heard, Matt put out the update post earlier this week that stated that her husband John had contacted him and said that she got through her 18-hour open brain surgery that she had to go through, one of the highest risk surgeries you can have, and she made it through. But now she's got the recovery process, and these next, the next few days, this end of the week and in the weekend are vital. So please continue to do so. We want Assassin Lupa back, just a phenomenal human being, and we love her, and she's family. She's a friend. So please continue to do that. Thank you all for that. Otherwise, you guys can find me Pong Soul, of course, on Xbox. You can find me Pong Soul on Twitter. Follow me. I will follow you back. I'm not as active as I like to be anymore, but I'm still there, and I still will post things and do videos from time to time, whatever else. And speaking of that, I'm going to put out a video tonight. So if you guys are on Twitter and you see it, please retweet it, because tomorrow morning is Living Split Screen. My brother from another Steel Rain and I, we will be rocking and rolling 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock, or 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, 3 p.m. UK time, BST time, whatever that is over there. But we will be ready for you. So show up, bring a friend, tell a friend, share it out, and get us mission 1K, get us to that mark this year. We're really trying to. And again, if we do hit 1K by the end of the year, Steel is going to live stream playing Callisto Protocol. And look, if you don't know, Steel's almost as bad as me at horror games when it comes to being scared. So it's going to be a scream fest. So if you want Steel screaming like a little girl, right, or a little kid, however you want to say it nowadays, listen, you got to get us to 1K. So help us out. Appreciate you all on that. And then tomorrow night, PTK Blam's channel, the Shop Podcast. That's right. Fuzzy's going to be there as always. I will be there. Of course, PTK Blam's going to be there. He's been doing it for nearly 6 years. And then we've got the guests. We've got Doom Cutie, who had jumped into our chat, a sensation from Australia. So join us Saturday night. It's going to be fun. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time. Always the best way to end your Saturday night. And PTK opens up the last half of the show for questions. So bring your questions on in. Next week, I don't know if I'm going to be on Xbox Factor podcast, but you got to jump over to Double Barrel Gaming. That's the channel. Mr. Boomstick's the dude. You know this already. And you're going to have all great talk because he keeps adding more panel members. So even if a lot of us can't be there because of real life, he's always got a full panel now. So jump in there, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time, every Tuesday over on Double Barrel Gaming, Xbox Factor Podcast. Otherwise, next Thursday, back at it with Mav for PM in the PM, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time, every Thursday night, unless something comes up like it did for me. But we are going to be there. We're going to have a lot to talk about. It's the golden age of gaming, people. Please get out there and enjoy all of this content, crazy content. Play what you love what you play, and I'm going to talk to you real soon. In fact, in less than 12 hours, I'll be talking to you. So be there. Talk to you all later. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Right on, Pong Soul. And then we had the mellow fellow vitamin boy who stays sick. Psychonauts.
Follow that up, Psycho.
Was that?
Yeah.
I said follow that up, Psycho.
Yeah. Where can everybody find you, bro?
Yeah. Thanks, Mav, for for that. That was fantastic.
Great job. Next Fuzzy, go.
No, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone in the chat. I'm sick as shit, so
Yeah.
I'll keep it short.
Hope you feel better soon, man. For sure.
Dude, I've been trying to feel good for a month, so everyone find me social media, Psychonauts8. You can find me here not on Wednesdays, but on Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah.
and on Xbox Ultimate. And thank you, and enjoy your weekend. Play some fucking games.
Yes. Everybody play games. Games are good.
Yeah.
Games are fun.
And grab a boob.
You can do that too, for sure.
Grab a boot? Why would I grab a
Boob.
boot? Oh,
I thought you said boob.
Yeah, I said boob.
Yeah,
I didn't know
said
what he
that.
said.
you heard it right, Fuzzy.
Yeah.
Fuzzy Belvedere, sir. Where can everybody find you, sir?
Well, just want to thank all you guys. It was awesome being on here with you, and thanks to everybody that came and joined us in the chat. For anybody that wants to hear my random thoughts on gaming, just follow me on Twitter at fuzzy_Belvedere. You can, like Pong had already mentioned, Shop Podcast, 9 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow on PTK Blam's channel. FSP on Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Fun Speculations channel. And Breakfast with Boom, 10 a.m. on Friday on the Double Barrel Gaming channel. And then right back here on Xbox Ultimate at 9 p.m. on next Friday. Look forward to it.
Awesome, sir, as always. And then the realist, Mr. Lord Master Jasper himself, who is sitting on a pillow right now and is going to sleep on it afterwards.
Not the washing machine.
Yeah. Jasper, where can everybody find you?
Well, okay. Lord Jasper on Twitter.
Jasper, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm all right.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I
you
beat
missed
COVID.
it.
I'm
He
like
was,
psycho.
he was farting on his pillow earlier and using it in sleep.
No, I heard that. I
Yeah.
was there.
okay.
For it.
Okay.
Lord
sorry,
Master Jasper on YouTube. Yeah, just check that out. FSP is Mondays, 10 o'clock with Fuzzy, Psycho, 3-Bit, Mav, whoever the hell shows up on that, I guess. And same with Xbox Ultimate this Friday. It's 9 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Too bad.
Nothing for your own channel?
Sure, why
I
not?
mean, you got any
That's
content
good.
coming
Check it
up?
out.
Yeah.
All the shows are kind of
Something.
starting to wrap up, so I might start going back to game stuff soon.
Ooh, I watched Orville the other day there, Jasper.
Season 1 or season 3?
1 through 3.
Oh, nice. Wait, the
Yeah.
whole damn show?
The whole yes,
Oh,
I binged it.
Binge watch.
I binged it.
IGN
Mav needs to
called
go watch season 1, episode 10. That's all I gotta say. Just watch that episode.
Season 1, episode
IGN called Strange New Worlds a masterpiece. Jasper.
Oh, the Star Trek show?
Yeah.
The last episode is definitely going to be mixed for some people because they bring back a certain character that a lot of people are going to have issues with. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I just watched Thor.
yeah.
So that was a thing.
Was that a good comedy? I heard it was a great comedy.
It's a comedy, that's for sure. And then yeah.
And then you, Mav. Where
Oh
can
yeah,
everybody
me.
find you, Mav?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Other than playing Hypercharged Unboxed.
I'm
Oh, you got a
gonna
code for
play
that?
it when it comes out for sure. I'm definitely gonna play it. I have no issues with the game whatsoever. I think the game looks really cool. Just sick of
Spam
seeing it
ad
every
with-
damn time I open Twitter. It's awesome.
Spam Mav with that freaking game.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I forgot to retweet. Wait,
it's great.
Tweet
It looks awesome.
Hypercharged Unboxed to Mav. He loves that game.
I really
so
can't
much.
wait for that game to come out.
I can't either. I can't either. I just like it's
It's
like I've seen like a million times. It's like everybody's liking, commenting, retweeting, and it was just great.
Mav, stop defending yourself. Just go. You're making it worse.
Okay.
It's okay. We're not gonna pull your gamer card for it. Okay, don't worry about it. Just go.
Yeah, only 20% completion over here with achievements. Like, what are you doing?
Higher than Pong's.
not if we subtract the number of games and make the games equal. I would be more than.
If I had my years back of gamer tags,
Same
I
with
did
me.
have-
Same with me, sir. I was finishing a lot of games back then.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure you were. I'm sure that you were Mr. Achievement Hunter back then.
Before there was achievements.
He was all getting those 200 achievement scores on those Xbox Live Arcade games. You know, he was
I
all about
was
that.
actually. I loved a lot of those arcade games.
Fishing Frenzy up the ass, like just Castle
Whoa.
Crashers.
I missed that game.
Castle
What was
Crashers
that?
was freaking amazing,
Yeah.
bro. Dishwasher Samurai. Oh my god, absolutely.
We all know what Pong was really doing. He was playing Uno.
Alien Humanoid.
Oh, yeah, you got to
With the
watch the
Kinect.
webcams on there.
Yeah.
Alien Hemorrhoid. That was a great game.
Alien
hominid.
Yes, I know which one you're talking
Alien
about.
hominid?
Oh,
not
hominid?
not
Oh.
hemorrhoid. It's hominid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Took me a minute too, man, when he said it. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Hominid.
Hominid, sorry.
What about the
Doritos Crash Course. That was a good arcade game.
What
Those are
about
good.
Splosion?
Sneak
What about
King.
Splosion Man?
No, Sneak King. The Burger King games were
Yeah.
freaking amazing.
That was
Explosion
an
Man was
arcade
cool
game.
too.
That was like a full.
Did y'all
price game.
play?
Yeah, it was a full
Did y'all
game.
play Miss Splosion Man?
No, I did not, but I do remember it.
I played the one where you play as the chick, the pink. I never
That's
played.
Miss.
The
That's
first one,
Miss
yeah.
Splosion Man. Yeah.
Like Miss Pac-Man.
Man, I miss Xbox Live Arcade.
Oh, it was awesome. Summer Arcade. Oh my god, that was amazing. Oh,
Mhm.
so many cool things in there. Man,
We
did you
don't-
do your outro yet?
I don't know. Everybody, seriously, chat, you guys rock. Thank you all for hanging out for so long on this show tonight, episode number 96 of Xbox Ultimate Podcast. Check out all the channel updates and anything we got going on here in the future, game streams and more on Twitter. Just hit the notification bell on YouTube as well. Here on Fun Speculation, we have FSP on Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern. We will talk a lot more about different consoles and random stuff on that show. We haven't had a show in a couple weeks for my daughter. One was my daughter's birthday. Then we had July
Blame the
4th.
kid.
And now we're gonna have a show on Monday. So looking forward to that. No more Fun Pop, guys. Fun Pop's done, unfortunately. But I am working on behind the scenes content, trying to come up with some ideas and some new things to bring to the channel. And also with that guy below me right there, Punk Soul, on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, PM in the PM, and Friday nights Xbox Ultimate Podcast here every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. This is a one show we usually don't miss, that's why there's 96 damn episodes now. Getting close to 100, guys.
Holidays.
Yep.
Except for holidays. Yeah, we've missed like very few Xbox Ultimate episodes. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I'll be playing games tomorrow probably and Sunday streaming. If you want to come hang out and say hello. Pong and I might find some time to play that Solasto. It's a hard name to remember.
It's hard. Yes. it
Yeah,
is. Yep.
there's so many damn games that
It's
like
bad.
Stellaris, Solastos, Stilettos. I don't fucking know. Anyway, everybody,
Next
thank you.
Xbox Ultimate is going to be special. Just putting that out there. So tune into that one for next Friday.
Will it?
Yeah, it's going to be real special
Why?
because it's my birthday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
Right on.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He said he was gonna come in. He's only gonna wear a birthday hat.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited that it's your birthday next Friday,
Yeah.
Jasper. You don't have to be on the show
Tomorrow
next
or
Friday
after
if you don't want to be. I know you
I mean,
like.
What else am I going to do?
I, mean,
What else is
I
Jasper
don't know if you
gonna
had a
do?
date.
What is he gonna go to
date-
Chuck E. Cheese and
I
celebrate?
don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if you
Celebrate
had a
his
date at
friends?
the
What,
ball
the
pit.
social animal Jasper is just going to be too busy for us? Come on.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, like, you could go get his like free birthday pizza at Chuck E. Cheese, like Psycho said, get some free tokens.
I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Get some free tokens.
No.
Get some free tokens, yeah.
I want my
Play some
tokens.
skee ball.
I mean, yeah. There's lots of different things you could do on your birthday. But if you want to spend it with us, man, I would be honored to have you here next Friday night.
Cool. So I'm not welcome for next show. So
No, you absolutely are. Do you drink, Jasper, at all? Do
No.
you drink much? No? I mean, is it a choice or you just decide?
yeah, it's a choice. I don't drink.
Okay. All right. Damn it. I was going to
Last
see if you could
time-
like show up like kind of a little bit wasted, for your birthday.
Last-
But that's fine.
Last time he was caught running naked through the high school of his town when he was drinking.
Is that why? Okay.
Yeah, he was streaking. He was like, "Look at me! I'm on top of the world."
Yeah, I don't think that was him, but it's possible. We don't know. I'm gonna just Google it and see if I can find something on that.
I'm sure you'll probably find Psycho if you Google that, but
Probably so. All right, guys, have a good one. I don't know where the hell we're talking about now. Bye.
Bye, everybody.